when last we left our intrepid adventurers, you guys had gotten into a shootout at the Fat Angel. Upon apprehending the suspects at that shootout, you were able to stop the robbery and only killing 2 of the people that were robbing the Fat Angel. You were able to apprehend everybody else. In doing so, you were able to discover that they had been put up to the robbery by the Grizz Gang, as the Grizz Gang was using it as a distraction to break their brother out of jail, the goblin that had been arrested. During the middle of the shootout, you guys did see the back of the jail essentially get blown open in a cloud of red dust, and upon investigating it, found that the breakout did occur. You have been hired by Sheriff White, essentially, at this point. While he keeps peace in the town, you have agreed to go find the Grizz Gang by some means. Currently, I believe you guys planned on setting yourselves up as a caravan headed out of town, and we're going to use the Lockshire Lane Shipping Company's vehicles to pose as a shipment of red sky shards that is leaving the town to Lockshire in hopes that the Grizz Gang attempts to rob you and take care of the problem there. You guys have a night to prepare, days to prepare if you want. Really, the ball's in your court.
We're using the girl to just go to where the location of their hideout was.
That was the other option. You could do that as well. The woman did say that she could take you straight to their hideout. Also, you've got a new bard friend that you hired, Valeria. Valeria agreed to go, and while she said she would draw no blood in any combat, she would lend her aid to your cause. And she is getting an equal cut of whatever loot is to be had as a result. So, unnamed posse of adventurers. What do you do?
Are we still in town?
Still in town.
I'm getting the horses ready. Carriage ready.
Vane secured a deal. You guys actually double booked your job. So Vane was able to secure with the Valeria Moving Company. Let's see.
It was 1,000 gold or
1,000 gold or a minor magic item, essentially, yeah. When you guys complete the contract, but they wanted proof. So you're going to have to bring back this.
Dead or alive?
The Valeria Moving Company, they didn't specify dead or alive, to be honest. So it's probably dealer's choice.
It's a whole lot lighter. It's not.
Or semi-conscious.
Well, make a knowledge.
Head in the bag.
Make a knowledge religion check.
Ooh.
Anybody that's discussing whether or not to take back Grizz alive or dead.
Yeah, 20.
20?
Not natural, but still.
Oh,
Not bad.
I got a +1.
With a 20?
No. 19 plus 1 is 20.
Yes. So you got a 20? That's enough. You do know that your average null, well, we hate to levy stereotypes here in the Red Waste. Stereotypes are there for a reason. And your average null does worship the god of slaughter. They're incredibly chaotic. They're unpredictable. Even the most savage of orcs will not deal with a null. He's probably not a target that's going to be taken alive easily. He's more the type of target that will fight until dead.
So what we have on our side, on our mark is, he's a savage brute that even the other savage brutes don't want to get involved with. Gnolls think with their stomachs first, and only their stomachs. And he's going to fight to the death.
They're all going to fight.
At what time did you make sense?
Don't worry about it.
They're all going to fight to the death, and they're all going to be sticking together.
Exactly. So, do we really care if we send them to an early dusk grave?
That was insanity. That is.
Well,
So, we're going over our acquisitions for the what we're going to acquire for this. Currently, 1 month stay in the inn. All food, room and board taken care of. Thanks to Mr.
Wells.
Yeah.
Colt Wells.
They managed to check with the trading company that is to the west. They're going to give us 1,000 gold for completion of the job, or you can trade it for something too. That is on our part. What did you guys do while you were gone to acquire more?
We just got a discounted horses and a discounted carriage at a discounted rate. That's it.
You did get water for the horses too, which is actually pretty valuable.
We have plenty of water.
That's all Vane, the help, actually does, huh? The rumors around town here. They're everywhere. That's upsetting. I thought you'd get more. And you, what did you do while you were gone?
We studied the scar across the way.
So nothing. Got it. Well,
It's a vicious scar.
so we have a choice. We can sit and wait, and it may never come. For all we know, these guys could be gone. Or we can go to their hideout. Going to the hideout's simple, but it's going to be well defended.
Yes.
They're going to see us coming, even if we try to hide. So it's going to be a straight shootout, but we do have some garb to make us look like the ones that robbed.
We need to pick them off one by one. We cannot just go in and shoot. There are huge numbers of them. Huge.
How much
numbers.
were there? Asking the girl.
Asking what girl?
Yeah.
The one that you guys have locked up currently?
Well, I thought she was in our custody because we're going to be...
She could be, yeah. Okay, so they'll release her to your custody, yeah. So Donna says, there's about 8 of them. There's about half goblins, half humans. The Knoll is leading the bunch. They're armed very well. They all have pistols. They all have horses, so they've got transportation. They're in a natural cave out in the wastes. So, like in a rocky hill, they're inside a cave. So there's only one way in or out that I know about. Only one I saw.
Is it easy to find that hill? Even if they have a lookout, is there a way around it? It's coming from behind.
Well, they've got the humans watching during the day, and they've got the goblins watching at night. They're taking shifts.
But that's not what I'm asking. What I'm asking is if there's a way to... Is there a blind spot to this if we went around a longer way?
It's surrounded by a lot of flat land. I mean, there's rocky outcroppings and stuff like that. We can do our best to try to navigate there.
But even then, goblins have a limited vision at night. I mean, it's pretty clear, but as long as we don't have any lights on, if we're far enough away, we can still sneak up.
I mean, a night approach is going to be the best because it's a lot, like I said, it's a lot of flat land leading up to there. At day, would be spotted miles away.
I agree. Nighttime. I can still see a little bit at night.
And it's agreed. The cover of night shall be our ally.
Just like a goblin.
What does the moon look like this night? Or tomorrow night, for that matter? How far of the distance is the lair?
What is the weather like tomorrow?
Are the birds chirping in the thing?
It just ended the full moon, and so the moon is waning right now, but it's going to be bright. Unless you guys luck out and the wind picks up and you get a dust storm.
Oh, no, ain't good.
Good luck out.
I mean, it would give you cover. It would also make the journey a lot harder on your endurance checks.
Maybe Vane could keep doing his spell that
Even if the moon is waning,
dust.
will it be up the whole time, or will there be times that it's already past the sky?
Like I said, the full moon just passed, so the moon's hiding. It's going to be bright.
Well, I mean, there's times where the moon could be gone before it's going to be up the whole time.
It's literally like one day past the full moon.
Isn't there like 2 moons out?
There are 2 moons on Astalon, yes, but they rotate in tandem with each other. You usually see both of them at the same time.
There's 2 moons, and I think there was 2 suns.
No, there's one
No,
sun.
just one sun.
Well, that can still be used to our advantage, since we are going in the guise of the people that were trying to pay for the money, and we do have the elf with us. She can take our lead. The rest of us will be more or less acting injured, like we just ran. That means we're going to have to leave any horses and stuff like that for a while and walk in.
Yes, that was my plan in the
Probably
first
not a
place.
good plan, actually.
My plan was to leave
They
them a
all
bit
are
behind.
mounted. If you leave your horses behind, you're putting yourself at a huge disadvantage.
They had horses when they came in, right?
Every single one of their members has a mount of some sort.
Okay, so
Most of them ride horses. The lead goblin, Corm, he rides a warg.
No, I meant the original bandits that came into town. Were they all riding horses?
Oh no, they were all people that fucking lived nearby. So they just kicked the front doors in with pistols, essentially causing a distraction. They've got they've got a couple of horses to get to and from town, but they didn't have Donna's party doesn't have a full outfit of horses. They've got a couple of work mules, and they've got a couple of horses that make supply runs to and from town out to where their Sky Shard.
Did they bring any on the heist?
They used 2 of the horses to get into town.
That means we can use up to 2 horses if we decide to go with that route.
I can also.
And then you guys also got horses to pull the wagon.
But if we bring it all, it could make sense that they could have stolen a wagon on the way out. So we could go with that. It's up to Dilla's choice.
I do not want to just rush on it. We have to be strategic. Is that the word I was going to use? Yes.
Oh, these are more your people than mine.
Yes.
What would you be?
I would rather pluck them from afar. I have ability to cast or to shoot them from afar. So
Look.
do both of you.
If you're going to start picking them off from afar, we don't do it until we secure my son. They still have my kid in there.
Quietly.
And as soon as quietly goes bad, my kid dies.
Do you want us to rush in and die?
No, I want us to sneak in, get my kid out, and then kill all of them.
Okay.
That sounds like a better plan. Let's get the hostage out.
What do you think the odds of us just paying the ransom and then killing them when the kid's safe?
Ooh.
What they wanted was gold. Maybe
No.
she up in.
What they wanted was for us to rob the Fat Angel. There was no ransom outside of that. As far as I know, my kid's already dead, but I need to make sure before we start shooting.
Okay.
But they probably just, the off chance that you got a bag of gold to pay for the child is still a possibility. And if we use that, we can get close enough to trade.
I don't think they care. If they cared, they would have set up some sort of arrangement to meet with us afterwards, which they didn't. They just wanted to get their brother out of jail. They probably figured you guys would kill all of us.
And there's no point in going into
I mean, run into the Fat Angel when the entire town's there and the entire town's armed. They probably expected it just to cause enough of a ruckus to get him out, and we would all be dead, and we would have never had the chance to tell you who paid us to do it, or who put us up to doing it.
Honestly, it's to the complication of if we go there, which is the fastest way and the best way to make sure your child's safe, actually getting to your child without getting your child killed is the problem. There's no other ways in this cave. You know a way around it.
Well, if I did, I would have brought it up. It's only one way in and out that I ever got to see. I would imagine that they might have some sort of escape hatch or something like that, escape route. Most hideouts do, but they never showed it to us, obviously.
Do you have any spells that can get us in and out of the cave? That you can run?
Or anything that might cover us. If you guys have
Like
magic,
if you have some kind of stealthy spell, or maybe
Miss Clark.
change the earth into certain.
Do you have anything that might help in this?
You're a druid. You should be knowing those spells by now.
I'm only knowing the spells.
You know a lot of spells.
That's it.
Assuming someone has a lot of spells is assuming the worst.
I'm still level 2.
Level 2 has a lot of spells.
If anything, we could create a distraction and lure a few out, rush into the cave, and hopefully secure the child, and then fight our way out afterward.
Again, they're huge numbers. Just because she only said there was an 8. Grim, what's his name?
Grizz.
Grizz has a lot of men. That's why they're good. That's why they're able to rob, steal. That's why they're wanted men. They know how to stick together.
Earth Trimmer.
So we can't go in and rush out. They'll kill us. Grim is very powerful and strong. Once we plucked off his men, then he's by himself. Then we can kill him. If there's any more men next to him, we're not going to have a fighting
Easier
chance.
said than done. We're trying to save the child here.
Because if you're going to rush in, I'm not going to follow.
Didn't expect you to. I didn't expect you to do much.
I didn't expect you to die either. And I'm telling you, if we rush in, we're going to die.
If you can get us close, I might have something that can help. I'd only be able to cover
You
3
have a
of
lot
us.
of level 2 spells.
I can only have 3 level 1s.
Yeah, but you can choose any of the
And none of
lists
them
that
do
you
nothing
have.
with bird.
Do you have
Do you have Pass Without Trace?
Pass Without Trace?
I don't think it
That's a
works.
Yeah,
third
you
level.
don't have Earth Meld or anything?
I have.
Well, we could always go with the wild animals to secure the child.
Well, you can go in as a freaking rat. Find the child, let us know where she's
Mold
at.
Earth? That's it?
It's a concentration spell. She can only cast it once. But if she uses...
So what are the odds of you going into the cave?
Nothing but Earth mode.
Okay.
No, I'm talking about your animal shapes, correct?
Well, that's up to the DM and whether or not I can turn into a small rat.
You can't.
establish that.
You can't do tiny creatures.
You can't do tiny creatures?
Not until you get to higher level. It
No,
specifically
we
says.
already talked about that last time.
Tiny is like insects, so I don't think rats are considered tiny. They're considered
Because
small.
you can change
They're
to a
talking
rat
about
and
the actual
cat.
size categories in the game. What is the
You can be a badger, raccoon. Although I think an armadillo would make more sense out here.
Druid wild shape?
Yep.
At second level, you can assume the shape of a beast that you have seen before. You can use this feature twice. You regain the expenditure when you finish a short rest. Your druid level determines the beast you can transform into. At second level, your max CR is 1/4, no flying, no swimming speed. So as long as it's CR 1/4 or less, then yeah, you could be a small creature.
So what I'm thinking is, you go in there, fight through the bindings on the child, try not to scare it.
Isn't the child's toddler?
I don't know.
How old is your son?
It's 3.
Yes, he's a toddler.
And then change into something like a horse, put the child in a bag. Put the child in a bag, change into something like a horse, bite it, grab the bag with your teeth, and run out. People would be quite confused, and while they're running out chasing you, because who's going to shoot a horse dead for whatever reason, let alone the fact that they could use a horse, you might be able to escape.
Valeria speaks up. I do have magic that could help in this. If we're going to sneak in, I can make 2 of you invisible for an hour.
Who is it to?
You.
Whoever's the most quiet.
Yes, but you can still be invisible while going in.
You two can be invisible. I can change into a rat. We'll follow each other.
Yes, I know. But I'm best afar. I can be ranged.
There's
And
no
if
range if
somebody,
you go in there.
if I'm not going in, you guys are rushing out. That's what you guys said you were going to do. Once I see you
So we
guys,
do a
and
snatching
if there's anybody behind
You
you,
don't seem to
then
understand.
I will shoot.
At this point in time, once
I
we
could-
secure
I
the
could-
child, the best thing to do is literally create a disturbance on the outside and cause it to flush
Okay,
out.
so I will be outside and I'll be shooting.
So 2 of us
At
go
that
invisible, turn our horse, go out.
We can grab the kid, go out. Now, you don't need to change into anything until it's time to escape. You can change into a horse at that point. We can ride you out.
And he can still, or she can still stay invisible as long as you don't cast any spells.
Okay.
It might seem weird, but you might want to
Druid
saddle
changes.
up in advance so that when you change, you can keep it.
It's an interesting question, actually. If she's casting invisibility on you and you wild shape, does that drop your invisibility?
No.
It's not an attack.
It's not a spell.
I would, as a DM, say that you would actually keep your invisibility because it's you're not casting a spell. It's a
An
wild shape
ability.
ability, which is different.
And not doing anything known hostile.
Yeah, as long as you don't attack anybody, it's not going to drop the
Would
invisibility.
it consider an attack if she would? No, that would be biting. Wouldn't biting the
Yeah, biting's a
By
be
an
an
attack,
attack?
yes.
Any hostile action
But it isn't a hostile
or any
attack.
casting of a spell is going to break the invisibility.
But
Yeah,
natural
let's
ability
do it.
like
That sounds fun.
Okay,
Let light's earth bend around us.
so
Yeah, I'm the most comfortable with taking care of the child.
does
Push,
does
push.
anybody have any spells that would send like a freaking message across the town? I don't know how that works.
There's the
You all-
post office.
Through the mind.
Yeah, how do you think the post office works?
What?
Yeah, we have post in town. And you go, you pay a fee, and they send a message
You know
for
what
you.
I meant? I meant a magical spell. Does
Uh,
anybody
yes.
have a magical
Again,
spell?
Yes.
How do you think the post works? They have people there that send the message spell. And because the message spell only goes so far, there's post office set up so that we can get word back and forth to Lockshire and back and forth to
But my
Craghammer.
thing is, I want to figure out when if you guys are starting running out. That way I can start shooting. Or do you want me to shoot
Send a
first?
message to your child. Tell them that 2 people who are going to be invisible are here to save her. They will untie the bindings. And they will take her out.
I don't think a 3-year-old's going to
My child's 3.
Isn't it
Some
just-
children are smart.
Nope.
3, like, mine understood fucking English out. Well, I mean, not mine, but my
Let's
niece
just
was
go ahead
English.
and assume my kid's not going to follow complex instructions that are going to make or break his life.
You can be pet the horse.
He's being tortured
How's
and
about-
terrorized by a
How
no
about
right
you
now.
wait till we get out, and then you'll see a non-invisible 3-year-old on top of floating on the air. Then you can start shooting.
But the thing is, I need to make a distraction so they can start
Do
running
this
out.
Gunfire is a distraction.
That's
Very
what I
easy.
meant.
All you have to do is shoot.
I just want to make sure you guys have the kid first.
That's if you see a little toddler running in the middle of the air. That's us. That's how you'll know.
Once you create the... Give us 20 minutes.
Alright, I'll give you thank you. That's all I needed. 20 minutes. Alright.
Once we go invisible, depending on the distance, we'll work the time out once we get within range. But 10
Yeah,
minutes
watch.
from the time we get into the building.
Do you have a watch?
Let's see. Count.
Well, Mississippi. They're on. We're just timing it.
Or you guys can go buy watches. Here in a town.
Oh,
I don't have any more money. I spent.
those are expensive, aren't
They
they?
are very expensive. They are very expensive, but they do exist.
Alright, you're nature folk, right? How far does the moon travel for 20 minutes?
That is a very good
Not
question.
much of that.
No need for a roll. You're not going to be able to see the moon to track it while inside a cave.
That's true.
I will though.
Yes. So you,
So you'll be able to make a nature
once you
check
start
while you're out
firing,
there.
when you start firing your weapon, we'll take that as a cue to leave.
So, like, does it move just a little bit? Or a
I'm
lot?
going to try my best to explain where the moon goes from one point to another, and it's part of my time. So, how is that? Persuasion or
Nature.
$18?
18. Okay. Jane gives you a rough idea of how far the moon would travel from this spot on Astalon.
I'm doing like a shadow.
You don't see shadows.
It's filled with somewhat scientific jargon that kind of goes over your head and somewhat
Okay.
spiritualistic
I'm
jargon
done,
that goes
Jane.
over your head.
Draw a land in the sand. When it gets to a certain point, draw another land. That will be 20 minutes. We can count it out first if you want, but that is the easiest way. Just stick a stick in the ground, a shadow from the moon, you create a shadow. Once you get
That's
to a
what
certain
I was
point,
trying to get. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, follow that. That sounds like a simple.
What the hell were you talking about?
let's go.
Well, you see, spirits sometimes actually go.
Spirits are with all of it.
So, what time of day is it right now?
Right now it's early evening.
And
Oh, actually, no. It was the following morning. So yeah, you guys still have a day to prepare.
Dana, how long would it take to get to the cave again?
It's Donna, and it's going to take probably 6 hours by horse.
Alright,
Wow.
so we should wait a while.
Or we can take our sweet time.
Oh, we can take a sweet time.
I'm gonna go have a meal. I'll see you guys in an hour or two.
We already ate.
All right. Any other preparations you guys going to make during the day?
I'm going to send a message.
Okay.
And go to the post office.
You go to the post office. You walk in, and once you give me an investigation check, low DC, to find your way to the post office.
11 plus, what am I rolling?
Investigation.
I haven't opened this shit up in a long time. Okay, Clay. Let's see. What? Continue. I'll get my spot.
Okay. Anyone else doing any preparation?
What's in the wagon? Water? Horses?
Water.
Yeah,
Mostly water. There's some empty crates that are made, like they're stamped with the Lockshire Lane Shipping Company logo, and they're filled with like packing materials, but nothing in them. Essentially made to look like a decoy, like you guys are transporting something out, but it's just empty crates that are kind of like half covered and like purposely like the flaps kind of showing the back end of it, like, hey, we got stuff, you know, because they were purposely trying to set it up as like a decoy wagon for you guys. The horses are already tacked, bridled, hitched to the wagon, ready to go because they didn't know what time you guys were leaving, so they've got them ready right now. Being a nature expert, you might actually want to unhook them if you don't plan on leaving for a while and let them rest before the journey tonight.
So, I will be brother horse.
Okay, give me a handle animal check.
You got animal. 15.
15, no problem. You unhook the horses and put them back in their corral and, you know, kind of get your rest. We're going to need you in top physical condition for tonight because shit is going to get fucking real. So you get that squared away. Catalina, are you doing anything for your day prep?
Nope, I'm literally relaxing.
Okay. Relax, enjoy your last day on Earth. Smart girl.
Company of intelligent.
I will look for one of those individuals.
Something reasonable.
You're in the company of a very intelligent person. He's just never here to play his character.
Yeah, I tried. I messaged him.
Yeah.
Hell,
He takes a bite of his morning scramble and looks at you and stoically nods.
he's the player character. I did
Minus
try to
1,
get hold
so
of
10.
10? Okay, that's all you needed, actually. So, it takes you a little while, but, you know, a few conversations around town, and they point you in the direction to the post. As you go walking in, a little bell chimes. The front of the post literally is just like the old school Western, you know, says the New Fork Post on the front of it. It doesn't look like the post has been there very, very long. It's one of these ramshackle kind of boomtown huts that are put up. So the front of the building looks a lot better than the back. As you walk in, you can see it's literally just a tent that's attached to a storefront. And there's a little desk set up with a little like summoning bell sitting on the desk. You see some parchment and a quill sitting over on the corner. Everything's kind of got a light layer of red dust as the tent's not really keeping everything out. And as the bell chimes as you walk in, you hear a small voice go, yes, what can I help you with? And from around a stack of crates comes out a gnome, and he's got small wire spectacles, very, very tiny spectacles, like too small for his face, right? And they're sitting on his nose precariously. He's got bright pink hair that shoots up in a shock above his head and out to the sides, like directly flat out.
Freaking cute.
And he's wearing more dandyish style clothes. He's got a vest over his shirt, and it's buttoned up very neatly. He doesn't look like he's from a lot of wealth or anything, but he does look like he does okay for himself. Maybe, middle class style for this area. And he comes walking up. Yes. What can I do for you, sir?
Before he comes out and looking around for any sort of pictures on the wall or anything.
Give me a perception check.
Just having a hard time with that.
23.
23. Being that most of the walls are tent flap, there's nothing really adorning them. On the as you look to the sides of you where the storefront is, where it's actual wood, you actually see a couple artistic not photos, but artistic renderings. One of them's of Lockshire. One of them looks like it's the capital of Ruvia. Which is actually up north in a city of the same name of the kingdom. It's in Ruvia, right? But it's a picture of the castle, essentially, where the king and queen live. And then you do notice that there's a smaller, what appears to be a more lifelike painting. Maybe some sort of arcane image capture type of thing, essentially like a magical version of a photograph of a gnomish woman sitting on the desk. And you can see that she has, she's got wrinkle, laugh lines, like crow's feet around her eyes. She's got a big warm smile. She's slightly overweight, and she has a giant, just beehive pink hairdo that spirals to the top of her head.
Which is touchy a little bit.
And he comes walking around the corner. Yes, sir. What can I do for you?
Such lovely paintings, and that one right there. It's pretty interesting there.
Oh yes, that's the missus. Right. And he picks it up and gives it a little kiss and sets it back on the desk.
Very fine woman.
Thank you, sir. You're too kind.
You're a lucky man. So I heard that you're able to magically send message from one town to another, correct?
Well, what we do is we send the message in a chain line. See, there's only so much that the arcane resonance of the message can go. So we've set up posts all over Ruvia, and we're starting to spread out actually into some of the elven territories, and we're actually in negotiations right now with Craghammer to try to get some post stops through the mountains so that we can talk with people on the other side of the Dragon Spine. We're spreading all over the place. It's actually fantastic, but as long as your message is going to anywhere within Ruvia, we should be able to get it there. Essentially what it's going to do is it's going to be sent from one arcane spellcaster, myself, to the next, at the next post, and he'll send it on and send it on and send it on. Of course, there is some disturbance that may occur. We are human after all, some of us, anyways, sometimes your message may not arrive directly as intended, but we try to make it as accurate as possible.
What he's talking about is when you make a change.
They're playing fucking telephone.
So, I have a question for you. Is there a way you can send a message to somebody I can describe?
Well, all I need is a description of the individual, and as long as you can describe them accurately, it's actually much easier if you have something that belongs to them, or if you have a picture of them, but a description should work as long as they're within, the closer the easier.
Okay. So, and I completely describe the angelic being, the fire wings and everything. That's what I'm describing. I know this is strange.
I want to talk to God.
But I want you to be able to send a message out to this person and explain to them, I need your help to save a 3-year-old.
Well, sir, I'm more than happy to send that message for you, and I'm more than happy to take your gold for it. But you might be better served at the church than with my services.
Right?
It's fine. I have faith in you.
Very well. I'm going to have you sign an agreement that there's no guarantee that the message will be delivered. If this entity that you want the message sent to is on another plane or anything like that, I can already tell you the planar lines have been so mixed up lately ever since the start.
Plane. He's on this plane. He's stuck here, just like every other being that's stuck here on this planet.
Okay, so describe the individual to me in detail.
Okay, so I do describe him. Has fire wings. I don't remember.
Fire wings? Well, but what color fire do they prefer?
Out of character, I really don't know. I'm pretty sure Clay knows though.
Okay. Well, Clay's already messed it up once because the entity Clay saw was feminine, not male.
Oh, okay.
Oh, this is already out. So his schlong was.
And you've literally only ever seen her silhouette because when you saw the vision of her, it was like you saw the light from the wings that darkened the rest of the form. So you could tell it was a female silhouette, athletic build, tall, wearing a wide brim like cowgirl hat, right? But as far as like detail on facial features, hair color, skin color, any of that, you really don't know. So like even your best description isn't great.
Which is worse when you think about angels' skin colors being
to me,
metallic mostly.
Okay. Very well. So, I tell you what, I'm going to give you the first-time buyers. Okay? Your name, sir?
Clay Fisher.
You can see he makes down a note. And what message would you like to send?
I need your help to save a 3-year-old. Please come.
Oh, right.
If you're real.
If you are real. And the name of the individual intended to receive this message?
I don't know.
Super awesome fire wings chick. Got it. Got it. Okay, so normally that's going to be a fee of 5 gold for the message. But for you, I'm going to make that 1 gold, 50 silver, or 1 gold, 5 silver for the first-time buyers. I'm going to give you half off. Mostly because I'm not getting a lot of business today and because the guarantee of delivery of this message is incredibly slim based off the... And I don't want to do bad business. You understand? I'd like you to come back and do future business.
I have faith in you. If it doesn't work, that is fine by me.
Okay.
For the old Santa Claus way.
But I wish to stay here while you send the message.
All right. Well, young man, that's going to be 1 gold and 5 silver. Thank you very much. Easy. Opens up a little drawer in his desk and tosses it in there. You hear a slight clink-cling as it hits other coins. He shuts the desk drawer and... All right. Well, your message will be sent within the next 10 minutes. If there is any response to your message, a word will be sent out. Where are you staying?
At the Fatty.
Fat Angel, what room are you in? You're in room 2.
2.
How do I remember this?
I don't know.
All right.
Just file that message under Santa, I want a pony.
I'm going to say that he's going to have to make an Arcana check to try to get this message across.
Dear benevolent being. How are you, man?
To whom it may concern winged person.
Will spend my inspiration to send it. Just for him to reroll.
You're going to use your inspiration on him. I'll allow it. Okay. He will take the higher of the 2 rolls. Mm-hmm. All right. So you get your message sent. You tend to the horses to make sure they're ready for the journey.
And talking to them.
You eat. While you're eating, the bard does a little bit of light playing and stuff at the bar, makes herself some coin that day, you see. Seems like the town kind of takes to her for 2 reasons. One, she's probably the only entertainment they've ever seen here. And 2, she's female. So obviously the low female count around here automatically gets attention. But the fact that she's incredibly talented, you'll see that at some point she plays songs on a lute. At some point she's playing the flute. And she breaks out a harp for 1 or 2 songs as well. So she seems well versed in the bardic arts. With your knowledge of nobility and class, you can automatically, just at a glance, tell she's been classically trained. She's not a roving. She's not a roving vagabond style of bard. She's somebody that's gone to a college. And Vane eats his meal and stoically nods at stuff. John, come play your character.
I'll keep her company during her breaks and we'll talk.
Okay. She seems friendly enough. She seems almost a little too carefree for going into shootout with a game tonight. She doesn't seem like it bothers or concerns her much. She, doesn't even really talk about it at all. She just kind of talks about the patrons and the different stories she's heard around town, and, you'll end up finding out. Actually, give me a persuasion check. As you chat her up. 14? Yeah, you'll find out that she just got into town, literally probably just a couple days before you guys did. She hasn't been here very long, and she came out here literally almost for the same reason as everybody else. Everybody else came out here because they think the Red Star is going to get them rich, unless they're a religious zealot. Then they came out here for religious reasons. She came out here to write the stories about whoever comes out on top. Essentially, she knows that everybody is being drawn to this Red Star, and she plans on writing a book about it. And she plans on not getting rich off the Red Star itself, but she plans on getting rich off the book she's going to write about the people that got rich off the Red Star.
Are there any of those star worshippers on the side?
Oh, yeah. Actually, they're fairly common and regular in town. You'll see them just moving about town. They're always wearing their red robes. Some of them are very, very friendly. Some of them seem shifty and dark, like they don't want to engage with anybody. Some of them flat out don't speak, like as if they've taken some sort of vow of silence or something. You see them.
That's the friendliest one in the area with around the horses.
All right, you see a young man. He's got his red hood down, and he's actually nearby the horses right now. He's got curly blonde hair, blue eyes, pale skin, and you see him sitting there, and he's talking with somebody that's selling some fruit nearby the horse stables.
Moment of your time, good sir.
Yes, traveler. What can I do for you?
What can you tell me about the Red Star and when it crashed?
Well...
I'm sorry, blessed upon you. I think that's what you think, right?
I appreciate your politeness. Thank you. My name's Sullivan. What's yours?
Well, they call me Creepy Jane around here, but I'll see no picture.
That doesn't get any less creepy, does it?
I don't know. I seriously don't even know what creepy is, but all right.
How about Jane? Can I call you Jane?
Whatever.
Jane, the Red Star came to us because Aslan has been abandoned by the gods.
You know what? That's what the horse told me over there.
It's a wise horse.
But the other horse disagrees. But go on.
With the gods abandoning their creation here on Aslan, one benevolent god, the Red Star, came to us to save us so that we can maintain our connection with the gods. And that's why the cleric's abilities and the priest's abilities still work here, where the Red Star has made its presence known most strongly, whereas the abilities of worshippers of these gods that abandon us, often far-off lands, they've lost all communication with their gods. They've lost all their power.
I'm not out of there. Isn't there some big empire coming in?
The empire does worship a god known as Shasarak, who is also their emperor and rules over them.
Oh, that cactus was lying to me. Okay, go on.
But there's only so much power a man can possess, and it pales in comparison to the light of the Red Star. Were you interested in coming to our church?
I'm interested in knowing when it hit.
It hit 3 months ago.
Oh, that's pretty short. So the flowers were right. Did you ever feel an unnatural presence after it hit, or did you feel?
I felt his presence before he hit.
Really?
Yes, absolutely. I was a follower of the Red Star, probably for a year before he arrived. As soon as he showed his light in the sky, I knew at that moment that something was different, something was about to change
Can you
for all
say
of us.
it's thanks to the Red Star that you're able to, those of the divine worship were able to divine their spellcasting ability now?
Yes, he's blessing everybody here, whether they worship him directly or not.
And before the Red Star, no one could talk to them or cast divinity.
Everyone that's away from his presence has lost communication with the gods.
Oh.
They've walked away from our plane.
Thank you very much. I'm going to tell the horse that.
Okay, Jane, you have a good day. If there's ever anything I can do for you, you can find me over at the temple.
Yeah, you can tell that stupid badger across the town that he's all wrong and he owes me.
I'll see if he's ready to make amends.
Thank you.
No problem, Jane. You have a good day.
Stupid horse. Damn badgers.
She lives up to her name.
Why do I waste my time with these people?
Hey, you said you were purposely looking for a friendly guy. He's a friendly guy.
No, I'm pretty sure that's what he was thinking about. I was like, why did I waste my time with her?
Well, they talk to rocks, so they probably aren't that weirded out by you.
I spent 2 years in real life talking to schizophrenics, man. It goes down like that all the time. That's exactly how it goes down.
I was watching YouTube videos, and some guy I happened to watch, he was filling up on in the gas station on his motorcycle, and the guy was like, "Are you in my way?" Like, he was the next car over. I was gonna pump gas on that gas station. Dude, what's your problem? No, you're in my way. Can you feel the presence? Dude, if you don't get off my motorcycle, I'm gonna beat you up. Can you feel the power? That's about the end of the video. It's like, crazy dude talks to you, whatever. I was like, okay.
Can you feel the love to die?
I didn't realize you're plugged into your dream, my battery.
Oh, am I? Well, at least you get to use this. Alright, so I must have heard the door now. So I guess Crazy Jane is going to go talk to the horses now and then explain what the young man told him to the horses.
Alright, well, it looks like Carl's taking up for a break, so I'm gonna be after him. And if there's anything else you guys want to do for the day, make yourselves known now.
Just get ready.
Okay.
Pack up.
The Vane will go to bed in the early afternoon and take his long rest before the night.
I think that's my too.
Is your wife at home or at work?
She's at work right now. She should be back any minute, though.
So then, what's keeping the door locked? To the
The restaurant.
Some stupid air?
Oh, yeah, the small door. So, what do you guys do?
Just pack up. Get going.
Alright, you guys pack up?
Yeah.
What are you leaving with?
Horses, us, Dana.
Donna?
She can take a hit. What kind of weapon are you good with? You're mostly going to stay with this wagon with Clay over here. We'd rather you not get into the actual fight unless need be. But when serving a distraction, they're going to come running. At that point, you guys can be overwhelmed. They do have horses. First thing I'm going to do, untie the horses so that the weapons might be able to frighten them. That way they won't have as much mobility. It might even be easier to just leave the horses away, as long as there are not people there. You can speak to animals, correct?
Yes, but right now I'm not speaking terms with that horse.
I don't care about that horse. I care about the
Neither
horse
do I.
needs. Okay, so asking you to be in on this plan's worthless. Got it. That's too bad. That could have saved lives. Or can you focus for a second?
What do you mean?
Thank you. We're going to need the horses to leave these people behind.
You want the horses to leave these people behind?
Not these ones. The ones that are at the bandits' hideout. To be completely unreasonable with the people that are there.
You want me to turn the horses against them?
That'd be great.
Alright, but I can't guarantee anything. Some horses have very strong bonds with their owners, regardless of what you tell them.
Donna will
is that way.
let you know that she's probably best suited with a crossbow, preferably a heavy crossbow.
Does anyone have the loner? Or should we get one?
I only have a longbow.
Okay, general store it is. We'll get a
I mean, if
crossbow.
I'm free to go, I can go back to my camp, grab it, and come back.
We still can't let you out of our sight, but is it on the way?
I mean, it's my kid that's out there.
I know, but I'm saying
It's literally the direct opposite direction. It's going to take me 2 hours to get to the camp, 2 hours to get back.
we can buy one.
Alright.
This is magical. Is your crossbow, your weapon, magical and very powerful?
It's very powerful.
It's her crossbow. That itself is... Being used to a weapon is really good,
Alright.
but it would take too
General
long to go
store
get
it
it.
is.
Alright, so you guys head over to the general store. As the sun is beginning to set, you get there just in time to see Cheryl flipping the sign in her window to closed as you guys come approach.
Can we get one last purchase for the road?
Oh, she opens the door. Dearie, please, come on in. She takes a sideways glance at Clay and shuts the door in his face.
I didn't go. I knew she hated me.
We're interested in purchasing a crossbow. Bolts too. Heavy.
I'll get those. Dust, my lady. Dust.
You don't have an ounce of dust on me. I look like I don't belong anywhere in this town.
So you prestidigitate it off as you walk through the door, because literally it's on you every second.
And I cast it off as much
So
as I
you cast
can.
it off as you walk through the door, no problem. And she goes, she gets a crossbow, she gets a thing of bolts. You can buy it out of the player's handbook at triple the normal cost.
Triple?
Triple. Supplies very, very hard to get in New Fork.
20 bolts should be enough, honestly. I don't think we're going to be running any more than that. So yeah, I'll be doing that.
Okay. So you pick up a heavy crossbow and 20 bolts for Donna. And as you meet with Jane and Clay back at the horses, you equip them, or you equip Donna, and so you guys got...
150.
You guys have the 2 horses from Donna's party. You have the 4 horses that are pulling the cart. So are you guys just taking the horses, or are you guys taking the cart?
The cart is more like a hospital.
The cart was a decoy idea.
Yeah.
But it's good. Here's the pros and cons. If you guys take the cart, the journey's going to take longer because there's no roads out there. And it's going to kick up a whole lot of dust. Great. But the pro to it is a cart can always be flipped over and turned into cover. And you guys know that you're approaching a location that probably doesn't have a whole lot of cover by the description.
Do we want cover or do we want...
Taking the cart.
Taking the cart? Okay.
It's like a plan B too.
So
if our
three gold,
plan
four
fails,
gold,
at least we
gold.
can negotiate the cards.
So it's a total of 153. We can sell it back at a reasonable price afterward if we need to, or we'll just keep it with us.
And then Donna takes it and winds it up and gets it ready for a bolt.
I was just gonna would suggest that we ask the sheriff for my sheriff to loan us the money to purchase the crossbow.
Well, if that's what you want to do, but we are killing daylight.
Okay, I'm going to go ask my sheriff.
That's right. The general store shopkeeper was Martha. I got my notes crossed. You go down to the Lockshire Lane Shipping Company. They're closed for business at this point.
Oh, bother. Come back. Nope. It's closed. Alright, let's go.
So
It was only like 2 feet away. I don't have it in my
Yeah, it was
funds
right by
for it.
where the horses were. So
I have like no funds for it, dude. Like, I just spent it all on these horses and the water and everything.
how much you got?
Me?
Yes.
With the platinum?
No, we don't have the platinum. You gave it to that person.
Oh. I got 70 gold.
Oh, that'll be enough. Between that and what I have, that'll be enough to pay for it. But
So how much are you each putting in?
you don't have any more? Because I
70 gold.
Because I have 74.
It's 70. You need it all?
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's all.
How much do you need?
7 gold. 4, 6, 9 more gold.
Alright, let's give it a 9 gold.
And the currency is done.
Well, it's a good thing you guys triple booked this job. All right, you guys go heading out to approach the hideout. Following Donna's guide, she has been there before, so she's going to get advantage. She starts guiding you guys out there. Who's driving the car? Okay, go ahead and give me your land vehicle skill.
It's got advantage, right?
There is. It's like any other tool proficiency.
I don't have it.
Most people don't.
15, 16, 17. And then, what do I add besides my proficiency?
It's your proficiency plus, I would say, dexterity.
Okay, so 19.
19? Yeah, actually, a journey over rough terrain with cracked land and plenty of sinkholes, pitfalls, quicksand, all kinds of things that can really, really fuck up a journey. You're able to navigate it. And even in these low light conditions, you're able to see better than most humans for some odd reason.
Mm-hmm. I still question it. How am I able to see at night? It's like,
Probably got war blood in you.
probably.
There's like 1,000 different races that can see in the dark.
Yeah.
But I'm human, so that's it.
As far as you know, you're human. Doesn't mean your family hasn't slept around, which apparently you did. With an angel. My character's not saying this.
My character's been human, and then she was changed to an Asmar, right? Like you get the calling.
You're born in Asmar, you just don't know it at first.
Yeah, they don't think your DNA that wouldn't bother doing that.
Yeah. You were born in Asmar, but you were raised human, essentially. You didn't know any different until fairly recently weird stuff started happening to you.
It could be in your. It's like a regressive gene. It could be in your family line for decades, and then
Clay's
like a random redheaded.
Clay's still very early in it. He's only had like 1 or 2 visions of his spirit guide and all that stuff, so he really doesn't know what's going on yet.
Plus, his mother was a cleric.
So tell me about this demon. What kind of facial traits did it have? This Susie. Did it possess her, or was it her herself?
It possessed her.
So you killed her instead of exercising her?
No, it went out of her. I was attacking it. He turned around and sliced her into pieces.
But you said you're the one that killed her.
Yes, I killed her because I didn't defeat the demon. The demon went right back into her.
It sliced her, killed her, and then went back into her?
To me, that's me killing her. I didn't save her. It's like if one of you died in my hands, it would be in my hands because I didn't save her.
Looks like you're going to have a lot of unneeded guilt.
I do have guilt. And it's building every day.
So what you're saying is you had no possible... The demon. What kind of demon was it?
Just a demon. It was black. It had red eyes. It was a shadow. It made this really awful screaming sound of doom.
Are you certain it was a demon? Because illusions could be also misinterpreted.
It was a demon.
Not a devil? There are a lot of these around in parts.
No, it's a demon. It's possessed her.
So you failed to save your girlfriend. How did it possess her?
I don't know.
What about demons just don't go around jumping inside of them? Usually they have to have a
The
conduit.
demon couldn't leave after the red star fell.
That's enough.
Delete that later. Delete that would be work.
So I don't see how this would have been possibly your fault. Obviously the forensics would have
It's
shown
my
that.
fault because I didn't
The forensics
save
would
her.
have proved that you weren't the one doing it. Why is there a wanted poster for your arrest?
I believe there's somebody else. Somebody at the building.
Yeah, that's my wife.
I mean, you don't have demon claws. Your slashing a person wouldn't matter. This is all a waste of time.
Next time, don't bring my past right now. We're trying to defeat somebody.
No,
and
this is
making
the
it
perfect
really
time.
hard
We have
for
a
me.
long trip ahead of us, and this clears the air. So, now that that's been cleared, we'll worry about the rest later.
Note to self, destroy that.
As you guys continue your journey, go ahead and give me perception checks with advantage.
Wow.
You'll see that.
$17 plus 4.
19.
19,
21.
20,
18.
18.
21.
You all see it off in the distance, very, very clear, even in the well-lit night sky. There's a large bonfire off in the distance. And as you all kind of start seeing the light around the same time, that's when Donna raises her hand and points and goes, "Looks like they got a campfire lit tonight."
Mm-hmm. What do we see besides that? Or
You just see light out on the horizon right now. It's a flat black darkness. You with the moonlight, you can see without dark vision. You can probably see a good 20 feet in front of you clearly. With dark vision, another 20 feet. Outside of that, it's black. This is open, flat land area at night. It's completely black, except for this bright light on the horizon where you can see a fire.
We need a recon, see what's going on.
Now here's the problem that I'm having. I can't see in the dark. If we get the invisibility spell cast on us, we're just going to be feeling our way through without proper light source. But I do hear that there's humans inside there, so it shouldn't be too big of a deal. They should have candles set for in case of emergencies.
The bard, Valeria, leans in and goes, "Well, if we're seeing the fire now, it's on the horizon. It's roughly 10 to 12 miles away still. So we've still got to get in close, because even if we're going to use my invisibility, it only lasts an hour.
Mm-hmm.
But this might be a good time to talk about ditching this wagon. How close do we want to get? Because
Maybe a couple more miles slow, and then just leave them here. I already told
I don't know about you, but in the
Cheryl
middle of the
that
night, seeing 1 mile is almost impossible for people with good vision.
As long as we extinguish all our lights.
Okay.
Do we have any lights? Out of character.
yes.
No.
Alright. Let's turn the lights off. Because if we can see their light, they'll be able to see ours if they're not.
I don't have it on, but I do have.
I know, but he means do we have anything lit?
Oh no.
Yeah, nothing.
Alright. So,
No, you can cast a light spell, can't you? Mm-hmm. That would make an interesting distraction. You won't have to waste rounds. You don't have to cast it near you. You can cause them to run over to where the source of the light is.
actually, she does have to cast it near her. It's a touch spell.
Oh. Then I changed my mind. Do it anyways.
What if I cast light on the bullet?
Does it stay with the object or is it
It
fire?
stays with the object.
Then you could just throw a rock.
But a loud boom would be what we needed to distract him. I thought.
Do it however you choose. So the thing is, you're going to have to be ready to start firing weapons because they're going to send several people out to investigate. And since we're splitting, it's going to be a little bit more difficult since we're trying to save the child.
Obi, knock it off.
And since you guys aren't going to be, well, you can lead a few horses with you because it's still going to be really hard for them to see. They're going to send people out to investigate. Since you guys are a mile away, it'll take a while. Since you guys are going to be a mile away, they're going to send people to investigate. Hopefully that'll be enough for us to get the child out, and then we can kill some of the stragglers.
So, Donna, how many times can you cast the invisibility spell?
It's not Donna that can cast it. It's Valeria. The
Valeria.
bard you guys hired. If I push my spell casting to the max, I can get it on 2 of you for an hour. But it'll only last until you attack something, really.
Okay, well,
If I attack in the air, would that drop it?
Yes.
Alright, so I was thinking about shooting first and then going invisible, but I don't think that's gonna help.
we're trying to save the child first. We can worry about killing people later. Since you aren't
I
going to be with
wasn't
us.
going to shoot them.
Since you aren't going to be with us, you're not going to be one of the people invisible. The
Okay.
people who are invisible can go in. Which is
Yes, that's why I asked how many times. If she couldn't cast more than twice, I would have said ask her to be invisible.
no, okay. Yes. Can't stay mad at you.
Alright. It gives us a 20-minute, so,
An hour's long, a long time. We're going to have to run. If you wish to change it to an animal form, we can ride you in at least some of the way.
What if we just ride out? Because otherwise it'll just be a bulky, large animal going in. They'll hear me.
I think we'll have to run.
Once
we
we
were
have
gonna
the
have
kid, we
them
can
turn
run
into
out.
a rat first.
I mean, but you could turn into a cheetah at this point.
A cheetah doesn't carry. I thought you were.
Well, I mean, I can run it after you. You don't have to stay up. We'll just walk it. We're going to need to get close enough for this spell to last long enough. So we need to get within 30 minutes of that. Probably even closer than that. That runs the risk of us being seen, but as long as we keep somewhat distance, we should be fine.
Okay. So the bard's staying with me then?
No, that's the exact opposite. She's coming with us. She needs to cast that spell close enough for it to be useful.
Then she's gonna be spotted with me.
Not 30 minutes away. But she has to be at least 20 minutes away. 20 minutes is a long distance in the night. She could be mistaken for anything in this kind of darkness. But we need her to come with us because if we don't get close enough,
So
the spell doesn't
Donna
matter.
and I are gonna stay behind then
With Vane, yes.
with me. Alright.
Our stoic character nods.
He nods, yes.
That's the
Dot, 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 dot.
So, the plan.
good plan. Those two are going in stealthily. You're gonna stand behind.
How close are you guys going to take the horses in the cart before our stealth team breaks off?
About an hour away.
that?
An hour is just but long distance in the middle of the night, even
We
with
won't be
good
able to
vision.
see it.
No, that we can get way closer than that. We can get 4 blocks and they won't spot us. Just
I
because
was literally thinking about
darks
100
create
or so
shadows.
feet
It doesn't
away.
matter how good their eyes are. It doesn't create good. It doesn't give them that good of a vision.
So about 2 football fields away.
So you're going to take the cart and the horses up to about 200 yards from where you guys see the
No,
fire.
that's it's gonna be way longer. 400.
Even
minimum.
that will cause more of a distraction too. Because if they do see it, they're going to come investigate, and that gives you enough time to go in.
Well, if they come to investigate, we're just gonna have to kill them. The problem is, if we kill them, it might not save the child. Once the gunfire goes off, they can resort to it, which is why we need to be with the child by then.
Yes.
That way, if anyone gets sent to capture the child, we can kill those people.
Yes, so you guys go in first, and eventually I'm going to guide the horse closer to it. That would be,
Okay, you take care of the distraction and everything that involves into it. Let's get close enough, us 3.
So how close to the fire are you getting before you stop the cart?
I'll leave it to you.
how far was 2 people to see out in the dark? Like, how far
Kind
do
of
I
hard to
see?
tell because different races have different capabilities.
How far do I see right now?
How far do you see? With low light vision, I believe your low light's 30 feet, right? So you see 30 feet.
I have 60 feet dark vision.
Yeah, so you see 30 feet clearly, and then another 30 feet as if it's dim lighting.
So I'm going to say about 3 football fields away.
So 60 feet ain't that far. 60 feet is, if the length of
900
this
yards.
garage is 20 feet, 3 lengths of this garage. So like from here to across the street is 60
Yeah.
feet. Dark vision doesn't go that far.
So I'm going to go about 900 yards away, and I'll stop.
Okay. So about a mile out.
It's about 3 football fields, right?
900 yards is 9 football fields. A football field is 100 yards.
Well, she said that, so that's why I said it. 3 football fields.
Okay, so 300 yards out. Okay. So that's like from here to Carlos's house, roughly.
So I'm going to stop first. They're going to head out, and then as soon as I know they're closer, that's when I'm going to start moving the car.
Okay, so what I need is who's on the cart and who's riding horses right now.
Are we all on the cart?
You're all on the cart right now, and you have the NPCs on the horses, because you guys have the 2 horses from Donna's party with you, and then 4 horses pulling the
How
cart.
many people?
I'll be right on this thing.
So you're on one of the separate
Jane
horses.
I'll be on
is
the
right
cart.
on the horse.
Am I?
Yes, because me and Vane and the guard is sitting in the car,
And Donna.
and
Okay, so you got 4 people on the cart. It's Clay and the NPCs, and then each of you is on a horse. So what I need is animal handling checks from all 3 of you.
14.
I got 23.
Okay, so I need you guys to make stealth checks. Catalina, your stealth check is at disadvantage as you're having a little bit rougher time with your horse.
Stealth, you said?
Yep.
22.
6.
All right. You guys get about 300 yards away from the fire. Give me perception checks as you bring your horses and your cart to a stop.
Okay, remember, once they get, that's when I'm going to bring it up to 300 yards.
9.
So they were going to get closer
Okay, this is why I
first.
asked for clarification on the plan. You said you were taking it to 300 yards.
Yeah,
Where are you actually taking it?
I'm taking
Because you're
right
messing
now.
with dice rolls right now.
Right now, I'm waiting for them to get closer, and then I was going to bring the
So
car
where are
300
you?
yards. Probably like a few. I don't know how. When did we stop? And make
I
this
left
plan.
that up to you.
When did we stop to
I
make
left
this
that part
plan?
up to you.
To make this plan.
About 10 miles ago.
There you go.
10 miles ago. Okay.
10 to
So,
12 miles when the fire was on the
A
horizon.
mile away, I'm going to wait for them to go in.
Okay.
And then about however long it takes for them to get there.
You have no idea. They disappeared into the darkness.
But how long is the fire? You said it was about a mile away.
You don't know how long it's going to take them to get from there to wherever
How long
you
is
want
the
them to be.
fire? The bonfire.
How
Probably
far
a
is the
mile
fire?
away.
Well, you said you already stopped a mile before, so it's a mile away.
So it's a mile away from there. Okay, so they said they're going to run to it. So it takes about 7 minutes on average for a human person to run a mile. So I'm going to wait 7 minutes if they're running. And then I'm going to go park 300 yards.
Okay. Alright, so you stop the cart and let them go off ahead of you.
Mm-hmm.
So, as you guys are getting closer to the fire, give me perception checks.
Oh, do it again? Or
Whatever you guys got on your last perception check.
14.
9.
Okay.
I heard 9.
God.
So, you guys can see this outcropping of rock that's kind of like jutting up out of the earth. And you can see it's kind of like on this hilly kind of area where there's these weird jutting out kind of like natural plateaus, these mesas that are jutting up out of the earth. And you can see one of them is hollowed inside, has a natural cave underneath it. That's where the campfire has been built. You're close enough now to where you can see the fire more clearly, and you can see it casting shadows against the cave walls. Let's see. Jane, you're able to spot two of the smaller shadows are actually, it's not just weird castings from the fire, it's actual humanoid shape. So you know there's got to be at least 2 people near the fire.
I see about 2 people near the fire.
Once we're close enough to see people, as we should be. Well, once we're about 15 minutes away from the entrance of the cave, they will cast the sound.
Okay. Go ahead and make another stealth check.
Everybody?
Just the 2 of you.
Two of us.
And the bard that's with you.
At this point, we'll leave the horses.
Okay.
We have a cactus with heads or something strong enough, like a branch.
Give me a perception check or survival check.
14.
You're able to find like an old dead root that you can tie him to and keep him pinned to the spot, kind of thing. Okay, what do we get on per?
20.
14.
Stop again.
20.
Yeah.
Stealth
What did you get on stealth?
I got the 20.
12.
Okay.
Not natural, just added.
All right. So you guys go creeping up towards the fire, and as you get a little bit closer, you can definitely start to see forms. The 2 shadows that you saw further back, it's 2 goblins, and it looks like they're sitting there. They're playing cards with each other near the campfire, and you can see they've got a small meal sitting next to them. You see one of them go over and take a scoop and eat a bite in the middle of his hand, and they're sitting there playing cards. You don't see anybody else. And you can see that past the fire, the cave goes into the actual earth.
And are we close enough to be considered about 15 minutes away from the cave entrance?
Roughly. I mean, like, if you quit moving quietly and stealthily, yeah, you could rush it in less than that.
Right. And we'll kind of be doing that. We're, not trying to make a bunch of sand movies, but we're going to be somewhat quick, but we just don't want to make that much noise. We're not going to go full stealth, but...
Do either of you speak Goblin?
No.
Features and traits or proficiency in language? No.
Okay. The bard looks at the 2 of you and kind of like stops you, and you see her whisper out a spell as best she can, but she does have to speak to cast it. But she seems to be smart enough. She waits, and you can hear the goblins' voices get raised as they're arguing over their card game. And as they're arguing over the card game, she casts a spell, and as you both look at each other, you both vanish from each other And the bard turns around and starts walking back, looking like she's going to go meet back up with Clay.
Putting my hand on her shoulder, looking for her hand, pulling her hand with me, so that we are going together. We can get separated.
She pulls away from you, taps you on the shoulder. You feel yourself get luckier, as if you've got bardic inspiration, and she fucking leaves.
That's her.
Oh, her. Oh, okay. I thought you were trying to stop the bard. Yeah. But no, she drops you with a bardic inspiration, and she bails out. So, Clay, as they're doing that, they've been gone for a while now, and you're about to make your approach. So go ahead and give me another stealth check.
I make all the commotion. 3.
3? Okay.
How long do you think?
As you guys are moving in towards the cave, you've made just a few paces since you've become invisible, and you guys can hear the cart approaching in the darkness behind you.
Oh God! Just go people that
It's too early. It's supposed to be.
You don't know you're making noise. You don't know. You think you're being stealthy.
It's
Here's
probably
the thing.
loud.
Here's the
Nope.
thing.
Hey, we don't have time.
As you guys go moving in, what are you going to do? You see the 2 goblins sitting there by the fire. Both of them are kind of, actually kind of well done for goblins, man. Like, their clothes are ripped and tattered, but you can tell they were tailored at one point. Like, they're not wearing rags, they're not wearing garbage, they're not naked, right? These are some pretty well-to-do goblins. They actually have jeans on, and they've got, like, one of them's wearing a vest with no shirt, the other one's wearing a shirt with no sleeves, and they're sitting there, and they've got fairly decent deck of looking cards, actually, that they're sitting there playing with, and looks like one's just lost a hand, and he slaps his chips into the fire, and they start arguing and yelling at each other about something. But you guys don't know because it's in Goblin. But obviously some sort of argument over their card game.
We're going a little quicker since they're making noise. And I'm going to pull Jane with me a little faster because they're more or less following what they're doing. We're just going around.
Okay, so you guys walk past them. Go ahead and give me stealth checks. You guys do get advantage because you're invisible.
I rolled a 19 on the first one, so
I'll stick with my first
22.
Okay.
20.
Okay, yeah. They fucking don't show any inkling as to knowing that you guys are even there. And even though you guys heard the cart approaching, it doesn't look like they fucking noticed that shit either. They're very, very caught up in their own fucking business, as if they can't roll higher than a 2.
Can we see that? President can't roll higher than a 2.
I don't care. Why is he praying and not noticing it? He got it too.
Yeah, it fucking happens, alright? It's possible for you to roll shitty and the DM to roll shittier. Alright. So, yeah, it doesn't seem like they've noticed anything. But as you guys are now inside the camp, you can see that they've actually got a pretty nice setup for a camp out here. You know, it looks like they've been doing well for themselves. You can see that they've got crates of goods that they've stolen. They've got, it looks like they've got a supply of water. They've got supplies of food out here. You can see, like, bones and refuse from where they've been, like, casting off whatever it is they've been eating into, like, a refuse pit. So they're still, kind of bestial creatures. They're not cleaning up after themselves. Everything's kind of dirty, but they've got wealth. They've got wealth. And as you are getting closer to the actual mouth of the cave, give me perception checks again. Yeah, just straight perception check. You got the campfire to help you.
Straight?
Yeah.
No?
Yeah. 6.
I got a 19.
19. As you guys are getting closer to the cave mouth, Jane, you notice just slight movement at the top of your vision. And as you glance up, you can actually see that it looks like there's 2 humans like two human figures that are kind of sitting on top of the cave, looking out over the fire. And kind of looks like they're just standing up there, kind of like an on guard kind of thing.
Oh yeah, she can't see anything. It's not like tap tap. I guess I'm gonna have to whisper. Okay. Does she hear that?
And as it's pointed out to you, you look up and yeah, you can see the faint silhouettes of movement. You just barely catch it as they move away from the ledge, and it looks like they're on a patrol route or something. They're not just standing there.
All right, I'll try that I said twice and then pull it along here. Keep going.
Okay, you guys head inside the cave, and as you get into the cave, there's this just instant smell of filth. As soon as you walk into the mouth of the cave, where you're not in the open air anymore, that's kind of drifting it away, the smell of filth and refuse, where creatures that just really don't give a care about where they leave their trash or where they leave their excrement, what have you, it smells nasty in this cave. Like they've been here for a while, and they don't necessarily have a latrine or a place for garbage or anything. It just kind of smells like shit and rotting meat in here. As you guys walk in, you do hear a couple of voices, and they're goblinoid as well. You obviously can't understand what they're saying, but it just sounds like conversational speak. It doesn't sound like an argument or anything. It doesn't sound like happy. It just sounds like they're talking to each other. As you guys walk in, you can see the cave kind of bends off to the left. As you kind of continue your approach and you look down towards the left, it's like all light just goes out as soon as the bend hits. Do you guys have dark vision? There's fucking no light. As soon as you look left, the light from the campfire is fucking not shining down there, and it's just pitch black in the fucking cave.
I can't find. There's no way to do that.
Yes, it's not break your
Invisibility.
Was there anyone around at this moment?
You can hear the goblins in the blackness, and then you can definitely hear the goblins that are still arguing and fighting by the campfire behind you.
Moving forward, cleaning the walls and listening for goblins so we not get them.
Okay, you go walking in and you use your hand as a guide against the wall. Give me a stealth check. No longer advantage. You're at a straight roll because you're at disadvantage for being blind, but advantage for being invisible.
Neat. I'm going to use my karma.
That's a good idea. I can see that one from here, sir.
Take that 17.
Yeah. All right.
Stealth, right?
Yes.
14.
14? Okay. You guys go moving in, and using your hand as a guide, you go walking down, and as you go deeper into the cave, in the pitch black, you can hear the goblins talking, and you literally walk right past their conversation. And, like, very, very gingerly, like, you can't tell how close they are, but they're close. Like, if you were in a room as big as this garage and they were talking somewhere in it, you're that close. And you're like... And as you move a little bit further off to the right, you can see torchlight. And you can see another tunnel of the cave where there is some torchlight and you're not in pitch blackness anymore. So the room you're in, pitch black, but you see like this lit up hallway leading out of it.
We're going to move slowly because it's still within our shot of goblins until we get to the torchlight. We're listening for the sounds of a baby crying.
Okay. As you guys get closer to the light, go ahead and give me perception checks.
No advantages?
No.
19.
19?
Stealth?
Mm-hmm.
Or perception? 16?
16? You don't hear the sound of a baby crying, but you do hear the sound of heavy snoring.
We'll go in the direction. I'll pull in the direction towards the head sign just because you know a Noel's present.
Well, it's down the lit hallway, and as you go further down that and you approach the snoring, you can see that there's kind of like a side chamber. And if you had to guess, this is where the humans are staying. The furniture's a little bit bigger in here. You can see one human in bed, and he's just snoring away, got his hat pulled over his eyes. And he's just snoring up a storm in there. Around this time, you hear the sound of voices speaking in common behind you. And as you look over your shoulder, you can see torchlight piercing the dark room that you guys just came through as the two humans that you saw on patrol earlier start walking in behind you guys. And now you're in this situation where you're in this hallway. You're looking in the chamber, and these guys have got you blocked off of where you guys just walked in, and it looks like they're approaching to go to the room that you guys are looking at now. And they're sitting there having a conversation with each other. Yeah, it's been a good day, but apparently, yeah, they said they were going to send a decoy or something out, so I don't think we're even going to go after it tomorrow. We'll just let it waste their time. Well, we'll see what the boss has to say about it when he wakes up. He should be up in a second now.
Moving us out of the way of their walking pace slowly.
Okay.
Very, very slowly.
You very stealthily kind of press yourself against the wall to let them pass. Go ahead and give me one more stealth check, as they're going to walk literally within a hair of you guys.
So 10.
Do you want
3
advantage?
bonus.
Right now, you guys are at advantage. I'm sorry. You're invisible, so you're at advantage.
Alright, then fine.
Okay.
Same.
You both got 20?
Well, added, not natural.
You both got 20.
Yes, the total number's 20.
But like,
Fucking one time they rolled a fucking 19.
what's that? Probably nothing.
As literally, just as one's about to brush into you, you suck in the gun a little bit, you hold the breath. Luckily, none of you have been described as being overly chesty females. And
Oh, fuck Autumn.
yeah, Autumn would have been dead. Autumn would have been dead. As they literally move that close to you guys. One of them's carrying the torch. You can see that one of them's got a rifle strapped over his back. The other one, he's got dual pistols on a gun belt. And they go walking inside what looks like the human quarters. And you can see them, get on their bunks and kick their boots off. And looks like they're getting ready to bed down for the night.
You can't see, you'll just see what's going on. There's somebody locked up, you said, that's asleep, or is he
just
No, not locked in. He's in bed sleeping. Looks like he got off his shift earlier than these two fuckers.
So there's 3 in here. Is there any doors past that?
You don't see any doors. This is all like natural cave, right? So there's no doors to be spoken of at all, but there is past this little side chamber, the hall with the torches does continue forward, and you can see the torches go not that much farther, actually, maybe like another 20 feet, and then the torchlight just ends, and it expands into darkness again.
Alright. Continue to that.
Okay, so you guys walk into the darkness?
Into the darkness.
No,
Into
we're
the-
casting magic missile into the dark.
That's probably a good idea right now. Alright. You guys get into the darkness using your hand as a guide again. And as you guys go walking a little bit further into this cave, give me perception checks.
2,
15.
13.
15? Jane, you don't notice it quite yet. The sound of the snoring behind you is still really, really loud. But in between those snores, Katalina, you pick up on the sounds of what sounds like slurping. Like the sound of just
Stop her for a second.
And as she stops you and draws your attention to it, in between the snores, every time the guy takes a breath on his snore, and then it goes away for a second, in between each one of those loud snores, you can hear the sound of something ahead of you eating like Carlos at lunch. It's just terrible.
Wait, what's wrong with you eating at lunch?
I'll record it for you sometime.
Yes.
You ever seen Zoidberg?
The sound's made even more disturbing by the fact that it's pitch black. You guys can't see where the sound's coming from. The hallway just extends in front of you, and you can hear the sound echoing down that hallway. Just ever so faintly. It doesn't sound like overly aggressive or making a show of it. It sounds like something's eating in there.
Going a little bit. Same direction.
Okay.
The sound itself.
As you guys head closer to it, the sound of the snoring gets slightly fainter, and the sound of this eating gets slightly louder. And as you walk in, you do get the faintest of candlelight. As you start to get in, and the hallway actually turns to the left, and you can see there's candles in this room. I would say anywhere between 30 and 50 small candles are lit around an altar of skulls covered in blood. And you see the shadow of something large just outside the light, and that's the source of where this sound is coming from. As you see, like a dark, almost like a hunched back with the fur coming off of it. And you can imagine only that this is the gnoll that is leading the Grizz Gang, of which they are named. This is probably Grizz himself. And as you can't see him directly, you can see his back silhouetted by the candlelight. As he's just sitting there, and you see this back moving up and down, the bristling fur coming off of it, and just this sickening sound. And as you hear this, and he tosses a clawed hand into the light. It lights up, and you can see he's got yellow fur dotted with black, and his hands covered, slick wet with blood, as a bone hits into the candlelight, and he reaches back into the darkness and continues eating.
This the end of the hall?
Looks like it's the end of the line. Doesn't look like it goes any deeper than this. Without giving it a proper investigation when you guys aren't stealthing to see if there's any secret passages or anything, yeah, it looks like this is the end of the line.
Right up to her ear. With my hands covered.
Can you say it louder so...
We're gonna have to see if the child's among them.
Okay.
If
In a
there ain't,
whisper.
Fucking A!
it's actually possible to hear.
That's why I gave disadvantage.
So, do you want to check it? There's no child crying there, is there?
You don't hear the sound of a child crying, no, but as you look around, you give me a perception check at disadvantage.
Great. Oh, that would would have been nice. But 11.
It's a perception, right? Oh, disadvantage?
Mm-hmm.
Still low, pretty damn long.
That's still okay. Yeah, 14. No, 15.
15. What did you get?
11.
11? Okay. You don't see any sign of the child in there, but again, this room is mostly black, and the only thing that's well lit is this supposed, like, altar of skulls, essentially. Jane, more accustomed to life at night and darkness out in the open fields and mountains and prairies, you're used to picking up things with just a faint glimmer of light. And actually, the child, if they were going to be anywhere, just for a second, as the candlelight flickers, you can see in the darkness something reflect the light from the flickering candle. It's just faint. And as you look over at it, It looks like it's iron bars, like a cage, like almost like a bird cage is in the darkness, and you can just barely see the candlelight illuminating the sides of 2 or 3 of the bars.
Whispering back in the ear, look at the bars and the fridge.
And as she...
Good job.
Would you please not burp into my ear?
He's role-playing the Knoll.
Yes.
Good job, Obi. Good job, Obi.
I believe I've been spotted.
The leader of the Grizz Gang, Grizz the Knoll himself, played by Obi-Wan Kenobi. Good job, Obi.
You're my only hope, kiddo.
Our newest member of the Guardians of the Garage.
Star Wars. Created from Star Wars.
As Jane kind of directs your head, then you too see it has to happen perfectly as the candle flicks just right as this slightly swaying cage catches the light just perfectly. You see like 3 bars for a second just illuminate and then disappear back into the darkness, and you can tell that it seems to be like a suspended cage there. And it's on the other side of Grizz. Which we were just about to get to. So, meanwhile, Clay, it's about that time for you to start moving in. You've given them about a 15-20 minute lead. You had your little stick in the ground. You're pretty sure the light moved. Give me a nature check at disadvantage as you try to pull off the timing perfectly.
Move, stick! Move!
That's 5. No, that's a 15.
That's a 15?
Yes. So a 20 and a 15.
It's been 20 minutes on the nose right now. Right?
Alright, so I get one of my bullets.
Your time with the engines and people with actual formal education have paid off well.
So I'm close enough, right? 300 yards now?
You're pretty sure you're exactly at the 20-minute window you gave them to before you were going to start moving in.
Okay, so I start moving in.
So give me a stealth check. And you made your animal handling, so you don't have disadvantage.
Okay, so that is 11.
11? Okay. Alright. So, how close are you going to get your wagon?
300.
To 300 yards?
Let's do 300 feet.
300 feet?
Yeah.
Okay. So,
football field away.
Yeah, about a football field away.
I got closer because I realized something.
That 300 yards is really fucking far, and you weren't
Yes.
going to be able to do anything? Yeah,
Yes.
I was kind of curious about that myself.
The whole thing is to distract them out.
All right. So you get about 300 feet away. Give me a perception check. 11? Okay. So you can see the fire, obviously, and now it's gotten clear, and you can see it illuminating the cave walls and the upper shelf that kind of makes like a plate above the fire. You can see the smoke curling out over it and up over. And at this point, you can see what appears to be the shadows of 4 figures. And they all seem to be, very large in their shadows, right? But they must be smaller sized creatures because you're having a hard time making them out at your distance individually.
So Vane wrote that, like, should I at least kill one of them? Or just shoot?
I'm of the opinion we don't kill him until my son gets out of here, but...
That's not my Vane.
Oh, Vane?
Alright.
And Vane fucking... Are we going? Is it go time?
It's go time.
Okay.
So I'm going. I'm getting
And fucking he fucking summons some fire to his fucking hand, fucking which illuminates your fucking presence. And what are you doing?
The time does it go?
I'm
The time is
shooting at that guy.
Vane can see in this area too.
Yes.
Okay, you can't actually physically see a target yet. You've just seen shadows. You're still too
I'll
far
shoot
away.
at the shadows.
Okay, where you think a target might be.
I'm going to cast light on the arrow,
Okay,
and then I'm going to shoot it at the shadow so they can see it.
all right. So you cast light on an arrow. You slap it in your crossbow. Lift it up. Go ahead and make a. Well, you're just making a blind shot essentially, so you're not really going to hit anything with this. But shoot to see how well you place your light.
Alright, so that is a 13.
13? Okay. As this bolt goes streaking through the night sky, lit up, it looks like a laser beam traveling, cutting the night in half with this light just for an instant. As it's like, you ever see the military shows where they're firing rounds that have tracers? It looks like a tracer round, right? It's just a line of light that shoots off, and as it strikes the far cave wall, you can hear the sound of the arrow just breaking against fucking stone. And the light kind of flashes, but because of the destruction of the bolt against stone, immediately goes out, and you hear the sound of goblin voices fucking screaming. Fucking, Vane shoots 2 bolts of fucking fire in the time it takes you to do that, because you took 2 actions, so he's going to shoot 2 cantrips in there, but again, you guys are too far away to see any actual targets, so he's just firing blind, and you can see the explosions of fire hitting the far cave wall. You guys from the inside hear goblins fucking yelling outside, and as they fucking start yelling, it seems to alarm the creature in your presence, as you see for the first time Grizz distracted from his meal. He spins around growling, and in the darkness you can see one side of his face get illuminated by the candlelight. It's literally just this sickly yellow fur with these patchy weird black dots, and a black dot covering one of his eyes, so much so that you can barely see the reflection of light from his actual eyeball in the black fur. Is so black matched with the fur that it looks like it's just one mass except for the slight glint you can see of the candlelight. And his entire jowls and his fangs are just covered slick with red blood. His fur matted as he... And there is an odd insanity in his eyes, and he goes and he grabs for a weapon and starts heading directly towards the bow.
We're not going to be in the way. We're just going to...
Give me a stealth check.
All of us, or just him?
If you're going to move out of his way,
okay.
He's headed straight for you.
Nice, 20 on that die.
Mine would be a 16.
Okay.
Mine's a 22.
I mean, it was more or less a state.
Now's the time!
Who gets it?
We're going to take a break as he is walking past both of you. Both of you kind of part to let him pass through, and he's just about to walk into the tunnel past you and goes and turns directly towards you, Jane. We're going to start combat there. He rolled a natural 20.
Did he beat mine then?
Natural 20?
You didn't. He rolled a natural 20.
Yeah, then he's got one.
Is this our new Katalina?
Yeah, I switch the model every day. Not every time I play her.
Okay.
She can't keep her hairstyle or her body figure the same.
Skinwalker Jane was the green one.
I will continue switching models. Flanking advantage.
Can you get flanking in back? Oh, yeah.
I'm invisible still, so there's at least that. Like, he's making a very good assumption that you're there, but he can't actually tell you're there. Child cage?
That's mine. Hey.
But Sarah?
There's also
No,
a pop
this is boy.
and Dr. Who.
I have a boy model too. Alright. That's for you guys.
Hooray!
Did you print the knoll just to suit the need?
Mm-hmm. Okay. I knew you guys were fighting the Grizz Gang today. Finished him this morning.
Is that a bugbear or a goblin?
That's the Goblin Boss. That is the, Horn. The Goblin with the cowboy hat and scar.
You serve it.
Oh, we're gonna do that again?
I mean, I'm going to use it eventually. You have any spells you use on here?
Nope.
Not even the grasping vine?
Oh, that's not in here, though.
Treasure.
I'm second level, though.
So the first level spell, dude.
It don't have it.
But you just get to choose whatever you
You
want.
can choose ED spell every morning.
Oh, you have to choose a spell there.
So you always try, as a druid, try to realize what spells you need for that day that benefits you and the group.
See, with
You don't have to stick with one spell.
running horribly deadly encounters is easy.
Hooray for Murderbot! Murderbot 9000.
Indeed. Alright, guys. Roll for initiative.
Hooray!
Can I keep that? Lawrence, I tried rolling it, it didn't roll, it's just kind of low in it. Can I just keep that?
You know if you rolled it or not.
15 for me.
I'll take 17.
Also 15.
Vane. 11.
Okay, so Clay,
15. Same with Katalina.
15.
Now, did you guys leave the card, or are you shooting from behind it?
Catalina,
Pretty much behind it.
15.
I'm above that. 17.
17 for Jane. What did Vane get?
11.
Behold the power of level 2 characters with our no abilities yet.
We have something just bled.
11 for Vane. The Bard is also on Vane's turn. That's convenient. That's actually an interesting story there that Clay can't really get a clean eye on. But the reason why all the goblins were there, just for NPC fucking metagaming purposes, the goblins came out to see how the fucking fight from the fucking card game was going on. It had actually broken out into a fucking fist fight. As the fucking shot fires, fucking all shit breaks loose, the guy losing the fight already tries to break away for cover, thus allowing an attack of opportunity from the other goblin to take a fucking swing at him.
losing.
And
Taking fun.
and he hits.
Max damage.
As he does.
Max damage.
Okay,
Max
luckily he's a
damage,
goblin, so
max
he
damage.
punches him. It's max damage, yeah, for 1 point of damage because goblins can't throw a punch.
And they do not have the proficiency.
So he hits him on his way out, then realizes all the fucking disturbance, and also runs behind the guy he just fucking slugged.
Would the other goblin like to take his food
I
down?
forgot to throw fucking my refuse around their camp. It's a goblin camp. They're not the easiest people in the world. There we go.
Man, they're so dirty they're throwing it in the walls.
Yeah, that's fucking intense, right?
It was cool where there was.
Alright. So they go fucking running for cover. Alright, and let's see. That's on the goblin's turn. On Corn's turn, he's going to mount.
You want to use this? Put it in there.
No, he's good.
That's fine.
And alright. Jane. As the snarling, blood-covered, glistening in the candlelight veins, literally half an inch from your face, as he turns and spins at you. What do you do?
Going in full defensive mode, not taking a swing, so he has disadvantage if he wants to swing at nothing.
Okay? On Grizz's turn. He's going to make 2 attacks. The first, he's going to snap into the air where he smells the invisible humanoid.
Disadvantage.
18 to hit.
Yes.
You're going to take 7 points of damage as he sinks his fangs deep inside of you. Blood sprays out of the invisible area where Jane was standing. She's still invisible, but obviously he got her as all of a sudden there's just blood pouring over her invisible form, starting to outline the side of a female in the middle of the invisibility. He relishes in this, and with a howl, reaches back with his glaive and goes to finish her off. Disadvantage, because she's still invisible.
You went full defensive, but you're invisible.
13 to hit you?
No.
No?
One away.
Okay, as he swings into the air and catches nothing, but obviously knowing that she's there, is looking very, very happy at the sudden Meals on Wheels delivery that he's gotten.
There was no point to go defensive when you're invisible.
That was on Grizz's turn.
I
Clay.
already had advantage.
No,
I have a
It's a
mongrel now.
disadvantage.
No, it already had disadvantage
Aiming
because you were
towards
invisible.
You still cannot see any targets.
It
You're still
doesn't
too
matter.
far.
I'm aiming towards
Okay.
the campfire,
You never
Okay.
used,
and I'm shooting.
you never used the fact that you're taking full defensive to your advantage. You just use the fact that you're invisible that you can't swing at you.
19.
Okay, and what are you firing?
But
My little
next
mongrel.
turn you can change
I
your health.
Your gun? Okay.
I can't change it.
As gunshots rain
You
from
can
outside
go.
the caves, it goes echoing into the chamber. You guys both hear the gunshot. The gunshot strikes the fire. Embers get kicked up everywhere. It creates this flash of light inside the cave. Anything else you're doing?
I'm going to maybe sidestep about 15 feet to my left.
Okay.
Closer.
Are you moving towards the cave?
So about 5, 10, 15. No, diagonal. The other way. Other way, left.
This way?
Yes, 5, 10, 15 right there.
Alright. That was on Clay's turn. Catalina.
Okay. Fucking attacking.
Oh, we're breaking out of invisibility? Okay.
He's attacking us.
Okay, you do have advantage for being invisible.
Hooray.
Any flanking?
Flanking doesn't give you really any meaning for the addition.
17 to hit.
17 to hit. Hits.
6 points of damage. I'm using a rapier and a shield.
Okay.
Bonus action, I'm going to chuck a magic stone out.
You have not cast Magic Stone.
Do you have to cast it? This is a bonus action to throw.
It's a bonus action to throw it, not to cast it.
It doesn't say anything either way.
Yes, it
It
does.
just says it's a bonus action.
It's a bonus action to throw it, but you need to cast it first. It's in the player's handbook.
What's it called?
It's called Magic Stone.
Oh.
Casting time, 1 bonus action.
Okay, so you can cast it on this turn.
Yep, here it is. You touch 1 in 3 pebbles and imbue them with magic.
Okay, but I'll go next turn.
1 bonus action.
Okay, so you cast it and you imbue 3 stones with the magical energy.
Yeah.
How much damage did you do with the sword again?
6 points of damage.
Yeah, this says bonus.
Okay, so you stab into him with your rapier underneath his kind of like ill-fitting armor and just shake him as hard as you can, and with your offhand, you imbue the stones that you keep with you. No problem. That's Catalina's turn. The bandit's turn. So we've got one sleeping. He needs to make a perception check with disadvantage. Okay, we got the 2 that were going to bed. So on their turn,
Without snoring.
they're going to grab gear and move into the hall. And get about there by the time they're done getting all their shit together. Vane. On Vane's turn, Vane fucking thinks being this far away from combat is fucking dumb. He's gonna fucking win. He's gonna do a double move to make it 60 yards to get him onto the map, and he's kind of gonna take cover behind that cactus. Valeria. She's gonna follow behind Vane. Alright. Donna is gonna follow with him as well. Alright. The wargs now combined with Corm, so they're going on the same turn. Goblins. Let's see. Well, now they can see the intruders approaching, possibly. So let's give them a perception check. Disadvantage because they're trying to see through fire and into the night. And none of them see targets, so they all pull out pistols and they just fire blindly into the dark. You guys hear 3 gunshots going off as it sounds like a shootout's breaking out at the mouth of the cave. That is on the Goblin's turn, on Corn's turn. He's going to hold action. Alright, and let's see. largest, most fearsome fucking predator you've ever seen in your fucking life, who is ready to devour you, is standing in front of you. What do you do?
So, I'm still invisible, or no?
You're still invisible because you haven't attacked or cast a spell yet.
So I guess
You can see behind Grizz, the shape of Catalina's come into view, and you see just as she's withdrawing her rapier from him and getting ready to go in for another strike.
I will attack him with Savage Fury, Primal Savagery.
Primal Savage Fury of the Whale. What do you have? Yeah. What are you doing?
So I'm going to hold him, and I'm going to start. What kind of large? Oh, I'm going to start sounding like a bear, and her hands are just going to change into half from 1/4 here. She's going to change into a bear with her forearms and claw the underside of his throat. So, or anything that goes around here. So
read the description of your spell because I don't know it yet.
You channel your primal magic to cause your teeth or fingernails to sharpen, ready to deliver a corrosive attack. Make a melee spell attack against one creature within 5 feet of you. On a hit, the target takes 1d10 acid damage. After you make the attack, your teeth and fingernails return to normal. It's a cantrip.
Sweet. Go ahead and make your attack.
Wait, what do I have? Advantage because he's already biting me?
No. You make an attack.
Well, he was invisible. I guess his spell.
A melee attack. Yeah, it's just going to be a 9.
A 9 to hit.
Wait, do I get any bonuses with that spell?
Yeah, your spell.
Spellcasting modifier.
Oh, it's +5. Never mind. 14.
14 to hit. You go slashing at him, and it hits this kind of half-busted breastplate that he's wearing, and it doesn't seem to penetrate. And the spell effect fizzles out as you slash, and you return back to normal.
That's it. So I got.
All right, that was on Jane's turn. On Grizz's turn.
Party's gonna die.
As you come into view, you see him grin even wider. And it's like this maddening, insane style of curling grin with these just still slick wet with blood dripping off of his teeth. His eyes burrowing into you, just this inked blackness. And he goes to finish you off. He rolls a 10 to hit. He goes for his second swing and rolls a natural 20.
Oh, wait. Yeah. Couldn't even get any damage in. Well, it looks like it's me versus the world.
As he connects with a savage blow, it's going to get...
Yeah, it's going for the creature.
That's not bad. And it takes.
16 points of damage.
And
Is it super kill? Are you instant dead?
I'm in -6.
So, no, not instant.
How much HP did you have? Oh my god.
17?
As Jane goes down from the savage, brutal blow of the axe, or of the glaive, rather. Let's see. He's going to...
Get special abilities to kill a person.
Yep. When the Gnoll reduces a creature to 0 hit points with a melee attack on its turn, the Gnoll can take a bonus action to move up to half its speed and make a bite attack. So it's going to spin on Katalina and bite at her. He hits. For 7 points of damage. Ow. As his fangs sink deep into you. You can still see Jane's blood dripping off of his fangs as he bites into you, and now your own fresh blood begins to spill freely across your chest. That was on Grizz's turn. Clay.
Is this like a cave wall right here?
That's where the desert just kind of goes around. This is, if imagine like as if this outcropping comes up over here, and this is the natural cave under it. These are essentially blocked off by the cave walls.
Do I see anybody yet?
Well, let's see. To get to where you're at, you would have had to use your full move because you were 300 yards off, right? Or 100 yards off. So you were far back there. So if you full move, you can catch up to where these guys are at. You had moved off to the side. So if you're here, give me a perception check, and at that point, 11. You can hear the gunshots. You cannot see targets. There's a giant bonfire in the way. There's small creatures. You're still far out in the darkness. You're going to have to move closer to be able to get a clean shot on anything. That is on Clay's turn. Katalina.
Natural 18 will more than likely hit.
Yes, definitely hits.
Ooh, for 11 points of damage.
Ooh, nice one.
Okay, rock will miss. Action surge. Will miss.
Sucks. Alright.
No extra, unless you want to use your inspiration.
She can't, she's 10.
That's
You do have Bardic Inspiration.
yeah, but it won't make
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Try it anyway. Might it be a 1d10?
Roll the 3.
Oh.
I mean, even if I rolled maximum, it'd be 14. That's still a miss.
Alright, so you stab into him, and you give a flurry of blows, and this motherfucker's a boss for a reason, man. He's tough to hit. That is on Catalina's turn. The bandit's turn. So the bandit that's asleep makes his perception check at disadvantage. He's a heavy sleeper. Alright, they try to move in. The one that moves into the hallway is going to try to take a stab at the intruder attacking his boss.
It looks like I have some kind of coverage right there.
You do. You have partial coverage.
Great. Easy.
Sorry.
Nat 20. I'm a dead man.
Well, these guys are doing these for a reason, so it's not as bad as Grizz getting that 20 on you, but it's not good.
Just base attack alone is bad enough.
It's 7 points of damage.
That hurts. That shit hurts.
As a scimitar comes swinging out of the dark, cutting into you, you can realize this guy now has backup. That is the bandit's turn. On Vane's turn, he's going to move in closer, try to get a bead on one of these guys, make his perception check, and he makes it. What's the range on Firebolt?
Firebolt.
120 feet.
120 feet? Oh yeah, no problem. Who wants to roll for Vane? Carlos got it? Roll it.
What's 8 plus whatever he's got? I think it's a plus 5.
Probably, so 13 to hit.
What's he hitting at?
Firebolt goes wide. Okay. That is on Vane's turn. Valeria. Is going to put Bardic Inspiration on Vane. Actually, no. Clay's got the guns. She's going to put Bardic Inspiration on Clay. Donna. Is going to move in. She's going to fail her perception check, so she's going to make an attack with disadvantage and miss. 2 right out the gate. Alright. As she fires her crossbow off
just fucking hits fucking fuck all. Back up to the top. Okay.
Okay. Death of form.
Goblins.
Actually,
Ward.
Corm was holding his action. And as people got closer, it might trigger his action. No, he didn't see. On his turn, he's going to make a perception check. And still not be able to make out a target. So he's going to hold his action. The goblins, they need to make their perception checks. One of them actually makes it. He's going to take a shot at Vane. $16 to hit, I believe will hit Vane.
He's gonna shield it.
Oh, nice. Okay, so he casts shield to block it, and as the gunfire rings out, Vane instinctively pulls up a blue shield and you hear the sound of a ricochet as the bullet bounces off the shield. That was on that goblin's turn. You also hear the other two goblins fire off into the night, but they're not really shooting at anything, but they're dumb goblins, so they're wasting their actions. Corm. Corm was holding his action, that's right. Jane, make a death saving throw.
28.
16.
16, that's one success. Grizz.
He shall increase his legend this day.
He will.
2 in 1 though.
20 to hit.
That'll hit. And short of a super bad roll, I'm a dead person.
More than likely. 11 points of damage.
Yeah.
That was on Grizz's turn. Clay.
I move up towards where Vane is at.
Okay. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Perception check.
Okay, make your perception check at disadvantage.
$15.
Yes. You pick whatever target's within range with a 15.
I'm going to shoot at the biggest thing I see.
The biggest thing you see, what you see is just past the fire. You can essentially, the fire is almost totally obscuring them with how big the bonfire is, but you can see the silhouettes on the other side of the flickering flames of the 3 goblins, and then past the goblins, you can see the mounted figure, and you can actually see his burning cigar still in his mouth and his grin.
Yeah. So, I'm going to do that one.
You're going to fire at him?
Yeah.
Okay.
14.
14 misses.
Alright, I'm going to use my Bardic Inspiration. Is that a D10?
What's the Bardic Inspiration from a level 5 bard?
Like a D12 or something.
Then it's a D12.
Another 7.
For a total of?
What did you say?
You said
my
14.
14. 21?
21 hits, so he is going to use his reaction. The goblin boss's reaction is to grab the goblin in front of him and put him in front of the bullet.
Wow.
Okay.
Go ahead and roll damage.
How did you do that fast?
They have it as a reaction, dude. That's how they become the boss.
10 on the die.
No, it's literally a reaction that the goblin boss has.
10 plus 2, so 12.
12 points of damage. Pretty sure that's a dead goblin.
He did his job.
That's their job.
Oh, 9 HP.
come on. Goblin. How much damage did you do?
12.
Yeah. So you fire a clean shot at this motherfucker, and just as the fucking bullet's gonna strike true, you see the face of another goblin, terrified, get snatched up off the ground, and boom! And the back of his head just splatters all over fucking Corm's face, and he tosses the body to the ground.
Axe and surge and do the same thing. That is a 17 plus 4.
17 plus 4? 17 plus 4 is a hit.
9 on the die. Nice. 9 plus 2. 11.
11 points of damage. See, the blood and spatter and skull gets all over him, and he tosses his ally down to the ground. You just very quickly, boom, and fire again, and blood just explodes out of the back of his left shoulder as your shot hits true. That is going to trigger his held action, and he's going to fire back at you. And he rolls a 5 to hit. So he fires back at you. You get some return fire, but it just goes off into the darkness. That was on Clay's turn. Katalina, make a death saving throw.
Great. And 16.
16? Okay, that's one success. Bandits. They get orders to go see what's going on outside. They use their turn to start making their way through the hideout. And the guy that's asleep, no longer at disadvantage as they yell at him when they run by the fucking room directly, screaming his fucking name, and he still sleeps.
Sorry.
It's a fucking heavy sleep. Meal the night before.
Just loud snore.
There is about to be tomorrow night's meal. And that is the bandit's turn. Vane is going to take 5, 10, 15, 20. He's going to take cover on the edge of there and make his perception check. Actually, he got the fire out of his eyes, so it's no longer at disadvantage. So yeah, he would make that perception check. And yeah, that's actually a really good call. This is a great time for him to use magic missile. So he's going to fire a magic missile. He's going to fire a bolt into each one of the goblins that he can see, as long as they're within range. So what's the range on magic missile?
Probably 120 feet.
This is 120.
120 feet? Yeah, he's just going to lob a magic missile at each one of the goblins. Who wants to roll damage for you?
So we're D4 plus 1.
D4 plus 1 on each target.
Alright.
4. 4.
3.
3, and one more.
2.
Okay. He fires, and the streaks of magical energy, just as arcane blue goes arcing into the night, splits off into 3 bolts, boom, 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 hits all 3 of the goblins. Corm takes it, and his cigar flies up in the air at the impact, and he snatches it out of the air, puts it back in his mouth, and looks like he's ready to run back into the cave. Valeria, she's going to... Did you use your Bardic Inspiration? You did.
Yes, I
She's going to cast it on you again. Bardic Inspiration is a bonus action, right?
Yes.
So it's time for her to fucking dust off some big guns. Where's that player's hand? I got a cool level 2 bard spell I can do. Alright. Let's see. Oh, let me double check the range on it. You see her, she begins to trace some arcane runes into the air, and you see her speak a word, and it catches the arcane runes, and they pulse out. And as they go flying across and literally snap this goblin in the face, and all of a sudden you see the arcane runes wrap around his head, and it turns into this strange iron crown. And his eyes kind of roll in the back of the head, and he points his gun at his brother and pulls the trigger.
Round of madness.
And he rolls a natural 20.
Nice.
I guess he didn't see it coming.
She said she would draw no blood.
She was right.
And he blows the back of his brother's head off. That's a cool spell.
Form is not.
That's a cool spell. That's the first time I ever read that spell. I was like, that's
the
level
first
2.
time?
I don't ever play Bard.
No, it's also a wizard in chat.
Really?
I was gonna use that for Autumn.
Yeah?
She was in
That shit's vicious, dude.
She wasn't at the right level though. But,
That was on Valeria's turn. Donna is going to make her perception check. And she actually makes it. So she's going to take a shot at Corn. And she's going to miss. On the Goblin's turn, the Goblin can otherwise act normally except for who he's commanded to attack. Well, he's scared as shit, so he's going to run in. This guy's definitely running in. And that was on the Goblins. Corn, Jane, make a death saving throw.
4.
4. Okay, so you've got 1 success, 1 loss. Grizz, who's going to use his turn to race out to see what all the commotion's about. Clay.
I'm going to get up to where Vane is at, and I'm going to hold my action to shoot. And if I see something that's viciously vicious, because I don't want to run into that stupid cave. Screw that.
Okay, so you run back a Vane and hold an action, and you're holding just, if the target presents itself, you're pulling the trigger. Katalina, make a death saving throw. Success, so you've got 2 successes. The bandits, spurred on by their boss,
You get out there!
come running out, and they get just about to the mouth of the cave. Clay, that's going to trigger your attack of opportunity, or your held action. So go ahead and roll your attack.
15.
15 hits. Seven points of damage. You fire, the bandit takes a shot into his lower left kidney area, and you can just see the blood spatter as the bullet blows clear. He's still up, but you definitely got a good piece of him. You said 7 points of damage?
Yes.
He doesn't want to fight anymore, boss. He's been shot. It's kind of sucks when there's a guy with guns out there, but there's a fucking crazy knoll behind him.
Don't know which one to choose.
And then they're going to take their actions, and they're going to fire as well. So, let's see. They're both going to fire at Clay because you were the one that held an action, so they saw you first. Let's see. One rolls a 20 to hit.
Mm-hmm.
The other rolls a 5 to hit. So you were going to take...
I don't think the fan really needed to teleport.
6 points of damage.
Kill the fan.
No. Need air.
I'll turn
Still
away
need
from
to
me.
alternate.
Okay, so you take 6 points of damage as they pull out guns and start firing on you as well. One of them's holding a rifle, the other one's holding a pistol. He's actually holding 2 pistols, but it's just cool he only has one. And that was on the bandit's turn. Vane.
Yeah, it's a good method. All you have to do is shoot one and then shoot the other.
How many level 1 spells does Vane have left?
He has
As a level 2.
one level 1, and he has one level 2.
He has 1 level 1 left?
No, he has 2 level 1s, 1 level 2. There we go.
Okay, so his level 1s are burnt, because he already did shield and he already did magic missile. So he's going to scorch and raise his level 2. So, he wants to roll the hit for him. He's got a +5 on his hits, and you have to roll 3 times. 2 bolts going at one guy, 1 going at the other.
15.
Okay?
8.
You got a hit, you got a miss,
9.
and a 9. Okay, so you got 1 hit, roll 2d6 of damage.
Wow.
Still bark.
1. 7 points of damage.
7 points of damage, which is enough to finish off the guy that got shot. As he goes down. Valeria. Valeria tells the goblin to shoot the human in the back of the head. And you hear the gunshot from inside the cave, and the bullet bounces next to the guy, and he's like, "What the fuck?" But it's a miss. And Valeria is going to put her bardic inspiration on Donna. And Donna is next. Donna is going to shoot. She's going to use her bardic inspiration. And still miss. Alright, so Corm, Work, Goblins are done. Jane, make a death saving throw.
14.
14, you got 2 successes, 1 failure. Grizz, at that point, comes flying out, covered in fucking blood and guts, and as this monstrosity comes running out of the cave, you can see him towering 3 feet over the human next to him. He's going to get there, and he's actually going to...
Does the goblin have an attack of opportunity?
It doesn't work that way. Just controls his action. Null Pepper. Okay, he's going to use his action
To
as
bully
a
the other guy.
dash. Get out there! It's not that good here. It's not good. He's going to use his action to just double move and get out further and race across the battlefield. That is Grizz's turn. Clay, this mountain of a hyena man is barreling down on you and Vane. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna shoot at it.
Yeah, you can hear those when they hit the...
11.
11 to hit. Goes wide.
Alright, I'm gonna use my bardic inspiration and use them. So that is a 12 on that. So 11%.
Okay.
Eight.
You can find out, right?
So that was a 7 instead. So
what's your total?
that was 11 or
Yes,
7.
Okay, you hit. As you're about to pull the trigger, and then something says inside you just says, no, a little to the left.
11 points.
11 points of damage.
And then I'm going to move back 30 feet, because screw that crap. Sorry, Vane.
15,
Okay.
Pull back now. As I tell Vane, pull back, pull back.
Yes. Alright, and you move back 30 after your shot. Okay. That was on Clay's turn. Katalina, make a death saving throw.
And
So that's 3 successes for you now, right? Okay, so you are stabilized. The bandit's turn. Vane.
To look for that back extra exit.
They're running for something. Vane is what? He's down to cantrips now. So go ahead and roll the hit with a firebolt.
15.
15 hits. Roll d10 of damage.
6 points of damage.
6 points of damage.
Does he back off too?
Yeah, he'll fall back with Clay.
20, 25, and 30.
Go behind the-
He'd
That's as
rather,
far as he can go.
he would rather stick with his friends.
That was Vane's turn. Valeria is going to Bardic Inspiration Clay. And
Take a
Goblin.
from inside the cave you hear a gunshot.
I don't know where.
I didn't get very far.
The one that was running away?
He gets shot at?
By the goblin leader.
He got shot and hit for 10 points of damage with a fucking pistol. And then she is also going to back off because that motherfucker coming is scary. Doesn't matter if you're fucking level 5 or not.
Should
Fuck
have
that.
shot him. Should have been.
Oh
yeah,
range,
that-
it doesn't
He
matter.
doesn't want to do
Her
it.
action is controlling the fucking goblin. It's a concentration spell, so she's just keeping that up.
Duna.
And Donna. Oh, Donna. Why'd Donna get the last fucking shot on this when she hasn't done fucking shit this entire fucking game?
Be poetic.
She rolled a fucking 18 to hit.
Nice.
That gets him. Heavy crossbow is a D10.
Yep.
Okay. D10 of damage. She rolls max damage. How many hit points does he have left? He's
Tell
still
us.
up.
Like, tell
Still
us.
Probably felt that one pretty good.
he felt it. As he's he is on death's door. Let's be abundantly clear. He's been stabbed. He's been shot. This guy's fucked up. But the insanity in his eyes, his tongue just dripping out the side of his mouth over his fangs, and just this utter madness in him gives no fucking regard to his wounds as he just continues to proceed forward.
Goblins?
Yeah, they're good.
Of course, good.
You guys will see them in a later story. They're done. They're done for the day. Jane, you're up.
10.
10. That's 3 successes. So you are now saved. You are stabilized. Grizz.
Well, he is just going nuts, isn't he?
He grabs his spear as he's fucking running and fucking chucks it at fucking Clay's neck. And rolls 9 to hit.
That might miss.
As you literally see him coming, and you're like, man, it's a good thing I outdistanced that guy. And he grabs a fucking javelin off the fucking ground, and you're like, I thought that was just there for damn decoration.
And then he throws it.
And he chucks it, and your entire life flashes before your eyes as it passes cleanly between you and Vane, and you both just look at each other for a second, like, let's finish this now. Clay, your turn.
Shoot that fucker. With a 16 plus.
Hits.
Yep. And that's 18. 11.
What do you want to do?
Okay, so
He gets close.
when the spear flew by me, I just kind of like step back. Right, just kind of like this. Pull it out. Right between his fucking head.
Alright.
Eyes.
So as the spear's flying by you, you
Between
definitely
the heads is directly right here.
You definitely deflect the blade to the side. It sticks in the ground behind you, and just as he watches the trajectory of the thing hit the ground and the vibration of the back of the spear, he looks up just in time to never see anything again. As the bullet passes through his eye, explodes out the back of his head. Grizz, leader of the Grizz Gang, bounty 200 gold, is dead.
Oh. What? I'm just gonna play victory music. Do you want Final Fantasy or?
It's wrong, so
I
it
move
doesn't
up
count.
to Grizz and disarm him really quick.
Okay, he's holding a glaive that's covered in the blood of, well, you'll soon find out.
Mm-hmm.
He's also carrying a longbow that he never used. He's got a quiver of arrows with him.
Okay.
It's soon to be coming out as a remake.
Yes. I have my,
Those are all the weapons he has.
okay, and then I'm assuming I tell everybody, move in quickly.
And the party starts moving in towards and starts clearing out the cave. As you guys move in, the caves are completely empty, and as you get around the corner, it gets incredibly dark. At which point,
Light.
you cast light just as the party is going for a torch. I'm the only one that can't see in the fucking dark. You cast light, you go walking through, and as you go walking in, you hear the sounds of heavy snoring from down one of the corridors.
Dude, leave him! Leave him!
I
just
tiptoe.
get us and let's leave.
As you go walking,
No.
you can see in the right-hand side there's some torchlight, and it looks like there's 3 bunks that are set up in this room, and one of them has a heavy-set dude kind of sitting there. You can see his belly expanding as he's...
Sleep
Does he look like anybody that's wanted?
Give me a perception check.
11.
Yeah, you've seen him on wanted posters before. I mean, he's a known member of the Grizz Gang. He's, one of the lower level flunkies.
Like how much?
A single working it up now.
Be here.
Or you could leave him and
Could he brought him in his sleep?
Give me a stealth check.
He died like he lived. That's the
13.
13, okay. Pull out your rapier. Go ahead and give me an attack with advantage.
act like he was blissfully unaware of his surroundings.
19. Okay, roll damage.
9.
9 points of damage. Alright. Go, and as the incision starts, realize that slitting a man's throat in his sleep fucking takes a little bit more effort than it looks like in the movies. And as you begin to start cutting into him, he obviously wakes up. Roll initiative.
Before that, bonus action.
Nope, roll initiative.
Aw.
1.
So, 1, 3.
Okay. He's prone attacking, so he's got disadvantage. And he tries to point blank pull the pistol at his hip and fire. It's a 10 to hit. As everybody hears a gunshot go off as Clay's trying to slit this man's throat in his sleep. Gunshot goes off, and Clay's coat just billows outward as a bullet hole explodes out of the back of it and ricochets off the ceiling. Clay, your turn.
Bonus action, I'm going to heal myself from the
Can I hit the vein for
So I heal myself for 6. Wait, is it 1d4?
13?
Yeah, roll damage.
5.
Oh, no, it's 1d6. That's 5. And then 2. That's 10.
Okay, you have advantage.
20.
20, roll damage.
6. Yeah. 8.
8. As you finish your cut across his neck, his entire fucking side of his head just ignites on fucking fire and begins fucking burning. And as you slit off, you look over to the side, and there's Vane, fire still licking off of his fingers, and it's just shaking his head at you as he keeps going.
What? What did I do? As I follow behind, taking the pistol and some bullets.
As you get past that, you get into Grizz's chambers. You can see a candle lit in an altar on the far side. And as you walk into the room, your light illuminates, and on both sides of you, you see Jane and Katalina both fucking ripped to fucking shit. Like fucking putting blood angels in the fucking ground, fucking on opposite sides of the hallway.
Okay. I'm going to touch Jane and heal her for 2 HP.
Jane, life comes back to you. You are at 2 health. As you wake up, there's Clay standing over you, and you can see
The
just
crust in your face.
this slight white light coming off of his hands.
Doesn't say
So, what happened?
Leveling the chain.
You wake up, and there's
One
fucking
per level.
light coming off of
It's
Clay's
zero
hand.
Alright.
I guess I know that she did it, so...
You look up, and across from you can see Katalina dead on the ground.
Okay.
Looks
I'm
dead
going to
enough.
use my healing word at 2nd level for Katalina.
Is it
Okay.
the word
It says healing word.
or
1d4 plus 3.
your
And it says, using this spell slot at 2nd level or higher, the healing increases by 1d4.
So you roll 2d4 plus 3.
Oh, gas mode.
3, 4, 5.
5? Okay. And Catalina, your eyes flicker open, and there's this weird, like, greenish, blackish energy coming off of Jane's hands.
Huge difference. Holy damage or holy healing versus
weird fucking creepy fucking druid healing.
And second wind to heal up another 11.
Okay? As you come to it,
Fucking tip up and shit.
all of a sudden you're like, yeah, wasn't that bad?
You guys have a nice sleep. You guys see the child?
You,
Right there. Should be fine.
and as you now can freely explore the room, you get closer, and you can see in the candlelight there is a cage, and there is a malnourished child that is very, very lightly breathing in the bottom of the cage.
Aren't these guys with us?
Mm-hmm.
I'm
And
looking at the mom. Is that him?
she's already scrambling to fucking try to figure out how to open the fucking lock.
Okay.
Which she fails miserably at and fucking goes for Clay's gun.
Wait. Got it good.
Actually, what's
Right.
locking the
And so,
Padlock.
so I
Can I
just,
with my crowbar?
Yeah.
I Oh shit! Who's stronger? Like who has?
I have 0 strength.
Well, you guys did nothing, so she's making a grapple check with
But
Clay.
I already said I was going to shoot it.
But you didn't do anything.
I did. I said I'm shooting it.
You
and
didn't
then
say that.
You told me not to interrupt.
So
I was going to shoot it.
then say it.
I was going to, but you said
Well,
not to
please
interrupt.
don't shoot that. It might ricochet and hit somebody. There's a crowbar right here.
But I
13.
don't have the strength.
13. Shoot the lock. Roll damage. 7. Everybody hears the sound of metal on metal fucking ricochet. Fucking. And the lock pops open.
Oh well. I didn't know about that.
That was also not good.
Either that or have this woman shoot her son.
And she's already ripping the fucking cage open and pulling the kid out and making her way out of the fucking cage.
Alright, do you have enough food and dip?
I got everything I need back at the camp. Just help me get back to you before I
Were there any other people or just this one?
They all ran away somewhere. Where the hell
No.
did they go?
No, were there any other prisoners?
Everybody
No, this is the only one that
grab everything that's worth grabbing. Let's get out of here as quick as
Alright.
possible. We can get back
I'm grabbing
to
all the pistols
Make investigation
and
checks.
the heads of the freaking.
Make investigation checks.
11.
Well, 11 for Katalina.
Investigation, right?
Yep.
I got 12.
12 for James.
17.
And 17 for. Alright.
Being good stuff. That's still
Yeah, what do you want me to do?
He's totally not. It's funny.
Oh, okay.
He ritually casts his
Because
spell.
you rolled a 16, so whatever is investigation.
So, guys, these guys have been operating the South Road of New Fork for about 2 months now. Actually, they've accumulated quite a bit of wealth that way. Over your investigation, you guys, each, are going to be finding stuff in different spots and whatnot. But just for the effort of time, once you police everything together, let's see. Katalina, you got the lowest investigation. So, Katalina, you discovered a stash of 2,700 copper pieces.
What?
That's the rules.
That's the lowest. You discovered pennies, bro.
And you found a potion.
Nice.
Jane, you were able to discover a stash of 800 silver pieces and 80 gold.
I'm not writing it for you.
What was it?
800
silver pieces
Jesus.
and 80 gold.
Really?
Yes,
800 silver pieces?
and 80 gold. You also found a potion. Given an Arcana check,
And what else?
Vane will tell you it's magical.
No, 800
Sounds
gold?
really nice, pretty
80
colors.
silver and 800 gold?
No, it's not nice.
100 verse.
Well, you don't get treasure now because my fucking tablet died.
So,
See, even with the fans off, it's still freaking cold.
I'm fine.
It's not cool.
It isn't hot.
It's probably because I'm getting all this from here.
Was that coming from here? Yep.
The draft. It was hitting me from 3 different directions the whole game.
I turned it off. I'm cool.
Alright, let's have a cigarette and then we'll do this.
Alright, yeah. I'll put down 80 silver. I'm good with that, I guess.
It was 800 silver and 80 gold.
Thank you.
And make a knowledge arcana check.
Hold on, hold on. Yes. 16!
The potion you found is a potion of climate.
What the?
It's like,
expect you guys to get in, make a couple stealth checks, get the cage, get out, and then everybody I'm just sitting on that. Like the spell. The guy gave it to me. And the guy should go. The wolves are still.
It still could have been a very manly fight with Charlie.
Quick, right?
That win still happened.
All right.
Last.
So we were on Jane. Jane, you found the 800 silver, 80 gold pieces. You also found potion of climbing.
Got it.
You found a copper chalice with silver filigree.
That in there?
No, just write it down on her notes.
Chalice. Silver.
Where'd you say notes?
You found 2 pairs of engraved bone dice.
That's me.
Mm-hmm.
Engraved dice.
Bone dice.
And Clay, you found a silver ewer, which is like a basin, EWER. It's a basin that they use to like brew water for baths and stuff like that. You found their stash of sky shards. You actually find a crate with 150 sky shards in it. Each one of those sky shards is valued anywhere between 75 to 150 gold each.
How many is it again?
150. It's all the ones that they hijacked off the shipments coming out of town.
Okay, I just have to get them back.
And you find a bag that seems fancier than the normal trash laying around. An Arcana check.
I think it's your turn.
18. You found a bag of holding.
Yay!
Your investigation check was also high enough to beat the DC of 15. So, amongst all the refuse and crap around there, you actually find letters of correspondence. These letters of correspondence seem to be between Korn and the pirates in town.
Motherfuckers.
And as you go through it and start reading it and getting deeper on it, you realize that the pirates have been feeding the Grizz Gang information on all the shipments that are coming out of town and how heavily defended they are and what's on them. And it seems like the deal was they were trading information to the Grizz Gang, and in return, the Grizz Gang was going to sell exclusively to them as soon as the river cleared out.
As soon as we get together, I'm going to relay the written correspondence to the smart one we have. Exclusive. Trading exclusive to the pirates, right?
Yes, and specifically, the correspondence is between Corm and the leader of the pirates. It's unclear whether or not the rest of the pirate group knew what was going on, but you know the correspondence is between the goblin and the pirate leader. And you do recall, actually, as she relays this information to you, Katalina, you do recall hearing the conversation between the humans when you guys were stealthing in here, where they said, yeah, it sounded like they were going to send a decoy out of town, so we're probably just going to ignore it. That was probably the correspondence about your guys' decoy.
The only person good enough to give information about all this is probably the pirate's underling. Who might have given me information before. He's the only one smart to do any of that.
The pirates are in line
what she's referring to is that she had met in specifically a pirate that seemed to be way
Very
too in the know. Who remembers that pirate's name?
John B. Real.
It was Johnny B. Real. So, as the smoke settles and the dust clears on the Grizz Gang's hideout, worse for wear and a little beaten up for a couple of you, you're able to walk away alive. You're able to walk away heroes of the town, saving a child, saving the shipment from the Lockshire Lane's previous robberies, and aware of a conspiracy that was going on in town. What you guys choose to do with all this information, we'll have to find out at our next game. Everybody, you have completed the next stage of your adventuring campaign, and as a result, have reached level 3.
Good job, guys.
What did you do? You were just dead.